Keenan Walker says, afternoon.
Taste my love, every single last drop. Won't be satisfied, baby, till you begging me to stop. Oops, there you go, it's that boy again. I mean, that cocky motherfucker, all he do is win. I mean,
Humber SSJ3 says, good afternoon.
Oh my god, that's so mean. These cars on that lean. They say when they hear my voice, it's like promethazine. They fiend when I make them moist, dripping through their jeans. So I slurp them up and don't stop until they clean. Shotty getting rough, she cut me, don't give a fuck. Shades of you know, concise, she drugged and tied me up.
Taylani the Femboy says, welcome.
Edgy till I die, these models call me senpai. Girl, I'm young the race, suck your blood till it runs dry. Staring at those legs, getting tranced by those die highs. Being hypnotized, so enthralled by those boy eyes. Oh my, it's the king of the itchy. Fangirls worldwide saying my voice is sexy. I don't care what you say, I know one thing, shit, they don't love you like I do.
And everyone's voice, only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can't go home.
Who says, are we all bringing our stuffies for a play date?
Me without me, I'm the one to blame. I've moved on.
Taylani the Femboy says, yes.
Nothing else I wanted to do. Wasn't hard, but I didn't hate it. I did not even like it. I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had a gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. It's my stress, that's for sure. I never wanted to run away. I was very motivated. And what is this feeling? Who would I ask? I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had a gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. Tastes like vegetables I don't like. The town inside me and everyone's voice, only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can't go home because I'm afraid something will change. Me without me, I'm the one to blame. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, ooh. I'm not waiting for a Santa Claus. I already have the gifts, just can't open the box. I know all about it, no one can stop it. Unless I just have to do something about it. It's not even a case. I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had a gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. I hate the alarm clock I chose. The town inside me and everyone's voice, only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can't go home because I'm afraid something will change. Me without me, I'm the one to blame. My body is light. Let's paint the gray haze into sky blue. I know who you are. I'm not leaving you again. The town inside me and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just watching from afar. There is nowhere to go, that nowhere to go. It's all just food, you know. Me without me, I'm the one to blame. Place where I belong. No matter what changes, will no longer change me. No matter what change, no longer change me. I can feel the light even after the sun goes down. Kiss me, please.
Ruby Mysterio says, I cast manual breathing. Taylani the Femboy says, oh.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter on Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me.
Clap_O says, moderator Clap_O has arrived. Ruby Mysterio says, I said manual breathing, not manual breathing. Don't get your hopes up.
For all I want, see that I do. In other words, please be true. In little words, I love you. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore.
Saturn King says, hi. Taylani the Femboy says, damn, I am inviting you to my room to introduce you to my stuffed animals. I assumed breeding was going to be a part of it. W. Taylani the Femboy says, hi Saturn King. Twin Creek says, hello, D. Ruby Mysterio says, nah, all my breeding is automatic. Clap_O says, those two things do not correlate whatsoever in any universe ever. Taylani, I'm sorry to tell you. Taylani
Really?
the Femboy says, hello.
They don't correlate at all, huh? Is that what's happening right now? Is that the issue? Is they don't
Ruby
correlate?
Mysterio says, code.
Hello everybody, welcome to my stream. It's a Friday. It means it's a Femboy Friday, which is a special time of the week where we all get together and,
Ruby Mysterio
and celebrate
says, hello dweeb.
me. I was look, it has been a week. It has been a hell of a week, okay? I'm a little beat. I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna lie. I have been busting my butt to try to get a game server working for my community, only to find out that the motherboard is like
The
super
Train
like
Master
crazy.
says, hello choo choo.
The motherboard just doesn't
Clap
want.
underscore
just,
O
it-
says,
ugh,
glasses purple yellow diamond.
it's making
Ruby
me cranky.
Muscaria says,
Although I'm
"Damn,
working on it.
really putting the pride in Pride Month."
Yeah, really putting the pride in Pride Month. Hello, everybody. Oh my God, I just wish.
Mogaby
Look, I got
says,
like 4
"Me, me,
hours
me."
of sleep. Me. You know, I was looking at the whole domain thing, and it kind of set off my.
Clap
It
underscore
kind
O
of set off
says,
my
bogus BS.
ODD. It set off my ODD like pretty
The
bad.
Train Master
because
says, "Happy Friday."
so if you guys know how domains
Ruby
are
Muscaria
registered.
says, "This is why I didn't
It's
share my
registered by a
lemon pie
U.S.
with your
government
mom."
nonprofit agency called ICANN.
Mogaby says, "Where's my good morning,
It
brat?"
pisses me off. Good morning. You could have messaged me good morning too. You know, I get up and I got all
Clap
sorts of crap.
underscore
I
O
gotta
says,
deal with
"Okay,
and
okay."
work out, and I'm not just sitting in a
Clap
chair
underscore
somewhere
O says,
random.
"Way, okay."
Goodbye, clap.
Clap
I guess.
underscore O says, "Goodbye."
Mwah.
Ruby Muscaria says, "Just kiss already." Mogaby says, yeah, excuses me.
Yeah, I'll kiss something. I'll kiss some, baby. I have so many things. Yeah, this server thing's been really bugging me. But I need to get that off my brain for a
Saturn
little while.
King says, that kiss was adorable."
Oh, you like he's? I actually have a kiss redeem on my
The
Twitch
Train
chat.
Master says, "I'm going
Yes,
train
there was
watching
some
today."
there's some kisses going on. It's
0852657
like,
Louise says, "Did I hear kisses?" Ruby Muscaria says, "Yeah? Even if I was something, nerds."
what are you saying? Ruby, I don't even know where you're going. I genuinely don't. Okay, look, I would love to have it all together, but I
Clap
just
underscore O
took my
says,
ADHD
"You really
medication,
sucks for chatting,
and
Dan."
it's kind of going brrr
Clap
right now,
underscore O says,
and I just need a second.
"That's no good."
I need a second for it to get going, so you guys just got to deal with ADH Lonnie over here. Hello, Train Master. Welcome to the stream. You're going to go
Ruby
train watching
Muscaria
today?
says,
I hope you see
"Nothing,
something
hey."
really cool. You need to go... oh, crap. Where was it? Big boy, like the big boy, the
Ruby
big-ass
Muscaria
train.
says, "Mwah, mwah, mwah."
It's supposed to be... is like at the biggest like railroad station in the U.S., which is kind of interesting, which I think is like here near me somewhere, but I'm not sure. I thought maybe who knows? I could tell you. I couldn't tell you. Oh man, yeah. Even if I was something, yeah. YouTube really sucks for chatting. Damn. Well, I mean, I don't think it sucks for chatting. I think it doesn't do like redeems and stuff like that. And I thought about having something. I don't know. I thought of something to help make that work. But the thing is I don't think people would ever use it, right? I don't think people would ever use any like custom redeem thing I had using chat commands. I don't know if people here on YouTube are geared for that sort of thing. But yeah, all I need is to figure out kind of like how I want to approach things. So I want to reset up my whole OBS anyways and kind of start from scratch. I am operating on like what is basically 4-year-old, I mean like continuous work on a stream. I guess it's not really I'd say 3 years old, but it's not even that. It's like 2 years old because I when I switched from Streamlabs to OBS, I changed a lot of things significantly. But yeah, I don't know. In terms of
Mogaby says, "Ooh,
ooh, ooh. In terms of like redeems and stuff like that, yeah, YouTube really doesn't have anything like that, and I don't
Architectus
know why they
says, "No."
don't implement something similar. Because, I mean, maybe they just don't want to be caught copying Twitch. But I mean, what's gonna happen? You're gonna copy Twitch. Someone's gonna say something. You know, YouTube's gonna be like, "Oh my God, YouTube like."
Saturn King says, "Yeah, it's strange, tbh."
It's
Well,
weird.
says,
It's
well-
weird because it's like, you know, when people talk about the differences between Twitch and YouTube, every time it will come up, it's like, yeah, Twitch has way better interaction features. I mean, YouTube doesn't have anything where you could play a game and your audience can interact with you, as far as I know. The YouTube doesn't have shit. What YouTube does have is, well, people say like a built-in audience, but I don't know, maybe. A lot of successful people on Twitch, so.
Architectus says, Twitch literally have extensions. Ruby Muscaria says, better revenue split.
Yeah, the thing is, Ruby, about the better revenue split, it doesn't matter to me, nor does it matter to anybody who's starting out on this platform, because the bar to get any kind of revenue split for anything on YouTube is so high, it takes so long to get there. I hit affiliate on Twitch within a week. I think it was like a couple days. Maybe not even a couple days. It might have been like a day or two, right? So I hit affiliate, and then I started getting, obviously, ad revenue, but ad revenue didn't matter. But I was able to get like things like subscriptions and bits, which, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't made a crap load or anything like that, but I've made enough on Twitch
Architectus says, I took 3 months on Twitch when I had WTF.
It took
Saturn
me...
King says, 3.
It didn't take me too long to get a really decent like streaming setup just with the subscriptions and the bits I had. So like Twitch has enabled me to get the things that I wanted for streaming. For example, like I have a really nice mic. I have my Go XLR, which sadly is defunct now, but it still works. So I can't really complain about it too much. I am scared of this thing dying someday and I'll just probably stop streaming. No, I wouldn't stop streaming. I don't know what I would do because, to be fair, with the Go XLR, I have there are other options, but I don't want to pay. It's a stupid Rode thing. The Rodecaster thing or whatever is pointless.
I'm here.
It's so much money. It's like, okay, the Go XLR was already sticker shock. This thing was $500. The Rode Procaster or whatever it's called, which is like the Go XLR, isn't as good, and it costs like $200 more. And mind you, that all the parts on the Go XLR are not that expensive. What's expensive about the Go XLR is, it's a very nice package, right? It's very, very well put together. It's a very sturdy piece of equipment. It's got a lot of metal. It's quite heavy. It's got a really nice amplifier in it. I mean, it can power my microphone, and a lot of interfaces cannot power my microphone, or it cannot. It's not power my microphone. A lot of interfaces cannot
buy me tiny edge computer.
Convert the signal
says,
of my microphone very well, because my microphone requires a lot of gain. Essentially, my microphone requires a lot of gain, and it's not that my microphone is. It's an SM7B, like basically everybody on the internet has. Every creator has. However, they just need a lot of gain in order to get audio, decent sound out of them. I have other mics, of course, but I mean, this is my SM7B. I love this fucking thing. But at any rate, yeah, the fact that the Go XLR is able to do that, plus have all of these other features at my fingertips, is, I don't know how I would ever replace it. And it would be expensive too. So like, oh man, I do not want this thing to die. One of the LCD screens for my slider has appeared to have burnt out or something like that.
The Legend Jet says, Mogu stinky.
But it's on Twitch for you. Yeah, I don't know why it was really quick, but it was funny because I think I hit 200 really fast, and then 200 to 300 was a fucking slog. It was so bad. Like, it took almost a year to gain 100 more if you want to say subscribers, it's what followers, there you go. It took maybe 9 months to get 100 more, and then of course, then when I started doing YouTube, that got a lot better. But some people, it does take a long time. To be honest, I think what did it for me was the fact that I had I was very active in a lot of different communities, especially
Saturn King says, getting
VTubing
followers
communities.
is a slow process.
Yeah, it really is. But it's a what do they call it? It kind of grows exponentially, or at least it feels like for a little bit. Or it can. For some reason, look, I've never been really big. I've never really aimed to be that big. I'm not super consistent, and you guys know that. I'm not super consistent because there's a lot of days where I can't stream when I intend to. I mainly stream on weekends now, but I used to have a really consistent schedule. But like I hit this like point where I had steady viewership. I mean, it was like an average of 5 viewers on Twitch. I was slowly making my way through the 200s.
Louise says, it feels like if someone can fill a niche that isn't be fulfilled, they usually grow really fast like Valky did.
Yep.
Kinsey Mako says, it takes so long to build a following. My friend Ratty Suckyboy has been in content creation since 2017, and they have a hard time even though they put a lot of content out.
It's really hard. It's really hard. Like there are people who put content out like machines and still won't get anywhere. Like the first guy I ever watched on YouTube when I was young was I can't remember his name now, which is a shame, but all he did is Let's Plays. That's all he did. Every day he'd have 1 or 2 episodes, half an hour episodes of a Let's Play. Like I watched him do Final Fantasy VII, I watched him do a couple different Resident Evils and stuff like that. Really cool dude.
Mogaby says, there's
but
so
he
many
just couldn't get any
involved,
traction.
And unfortunately, luck is a really big factor to success on platforms.
Yes, I think a lot of it is luck. Okay, so here's my theory, right? I can't believe I'm talking about this. So this isn't what I was gonna do today. All right, so here's my theory. All right, so obviously you have several different factors. You got your own charisma, right? You got your own ability to be able to carry a stream or a video or whatever content you're making. Then you also have the content itself, right? So the content itself has to be something people want to watch.
Mogaby says,
and then
the
your
more content
ability
you
to
create,
make that
and the higher
content.
quality of the content, the higher the odds you'll pop off.
Yeah. I don't like the whole quality aspect of things. Like if you want glitzy shit, watch TV. Like if you want okay, actually no, I'm sorry. That's my inner ODD coming out, my oppositional defiance disorder. That's my fuck you coming out. Okay, I get why. Obviously people want to watch well-produced stuff. People like well-produced stuff. But I've always felt it's kind of disingenuous to YouTube, right? Like, it's not that YouTube can't have nice things. I mean, they try to fight against every nice thing you'll ever get, of course. But it's like, man, the standard for making content on this platform is so high that, at least from my perspective, I didn't even want to try YouTube. I didn't think it was going to go any. The only reason why I had videos that ended up on YouTube and that some of them got like popular, I guess, was because I don't know. I was just bored. I was bored, you know.
We're in the age of AI, and we need to use more AI.
Look,
long live capitalism.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a whole different story. But I think with AI and content creation now, it's the cat's out of the bag. The more it becomes prolific in the industry, the more it's going to get used by everybody else. And it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I get that's an obvious statement. But what's not so obvious about it is in order to compete, because let's be honest, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of content creators, they're competing against each other. And if a person, if the person right next to me, all things being equal, the only difference is he's using AI, is being able to put out quality videos or whatever content faster because of his use of AI, I have a choice. I can either keep doing what I'm doing and probably fall behind.
Says, YouTube, it's like a cat. Sometimes it's chill and sometimes it's a total bee.
Yeah, YouTube is weird. Look, okay. You know what? People don't talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it. Because why? Because fuck everybody. I don't really give a shit. I make my own path. I'm not worried about it. This isn't something I'm worried about it, but I thought it was kind of funny because I put out a video yesterday. I've been working on that video for like a week. I mean, it's only 3 minutes long. And the reason I've been working on it for like a week is because I wasn't actually working on it. I had started it, and then the past week I've actually been working on the server. And then yesterday I actually sat down and finished. I released that yesterday. Yeah, I released that yesterday. The video I released yesterday. And I thought it was really good for my skills. You know, it's not, I don't like making super complicated videos. I don't like throwing a whole crap load of memes in there, even though I know a lot of people enjoy that and it does tend to keep people's attention more. I liked what I made yesterday, which was just me ranting about the fact that you couldn't make femboys in Cyberpunk, but the way Archie was laughing about it, and even I was laughing about it as I was making it. I'm like, I am just going off. it's freaking great. And I really enjoyed making that video, but I'm looking now statistically, that video is done very well for me. In terms of just my average everyday videos, especially for a long video. My shorter videos, those have like, those do pretty okay, depending on what it's about. Longer videos don't tend to succeed for me. Probably, you know, there's a lot of different factors. Maybe it's just I don't know how to edit very well. It could be like a whole bunch of different
Brainless
things.
Diablo 3.
There's gonna be more of that stream coming, by the way, and then once I'm done actually making clips from that stream, I will release a stream. That stream happened a whole year ago, and it was one of the most wild streams, in my opinion, that I've ever had in my life, just because the shit that was said during that stream is insane. It was a whole big silly thing. It was hilarious. It was a lot of fun. I think we had a ton of viewers for me at the time. So, and me and Archie had a blast. It was really good. It was really good. But yeah, so I made that whole video. I'm looking. See, when you make a video, if you guys don't know, when you make a video and it calculates all the stats,
Jacob
it'll tell you
says,
certain
any
things.
plans for July 4th?
I'm not sure yet. I will probably go see fireworks. But I had this, so I've been, you know, I pay attention to the stats of my videos because I like to know how they're doing. I think that's really important, so that you know what your audience likes and doesn't like, right? Everything's about trying different things and seeing what sticks. Like, I thought my thumbnail for that video was pretty solid. I really enjoyed making the thumbnail. It wasn't too hard, and it turned out really good, in my opinion.
Yes, your Freedom Day.
But I was
Jacob
looking
says,
at the stats.
Put on an American flag themed Femboy outfit for that.
Do I have a 4th of July outfit? I don't think I actually do. Although one year I do remember doing a 4th of July like karaoke that had fireworks and shit in the background. So I mean, that was pretty cool. But yeah, so I was looking at the stats, and all the stats look really good except for the amount of subscribers, because it'll tell you like how many. I don't know how it calculates it. Probably it depends on who's subscribed based on who's clicked on subscribe on the video, and it's -1. And I'm like, wait a second. So somebody came and watched the video and they're like, oh, fuck this guy.
Architect says, well now.
They're like, fuck this dude.
B says, -1 liter.m.f.a.o.
Now, you need to understand, it's not just one person though. Because I know for a fact that I had actually gained a few subscribers, not a crap load or anything like that, but I gained like 2 or 3 subscribers as well, meaning that in totality, that the subscribers I gained, I have also I've lost that many subscribers plus 1, so I have -1 subscriber. So it's like 4 people. 4 people are like, 3-minute Tylani video. That's hilarious. Fuck you. I didn't want that. I don't.
Kinsey Mako says, YouTube is giant in it.
All I can think of, I'm not gonna blame you. I wouldn't blame YouTube or anything like that. All I can think of is like I have a few subscribers, right, that are just old subscribers of mine that are just like, I don't know why I'm subscribed. You know how sometimes you see a video pop
YouTube
up
never works correctly.
that you haven't watched in like a channel you haven't watched in months or something like that, and you're just like, oh, yeah, I forgot this guy exists. You just unsubscribe. I do that occasionally. So I'm guessing that might be what happened. I'm like, because there's nothing in the video, unless it was the title, because I was just like, Tailani, what was the title? Tailani rants about femboys or something like that. And I'm like, maybe, or no, I think it's called the Femboy rant. And maybe some people were thinking I was like shitting on femboys, which was, I was shitting on the fact that I couldn't make a femboy in Cyberpunk. I think people sometimes will see a title, and I know it's really important. They'll see a title or a thumbnail, and they'll make a snap assumption, and you can't control that. And maybe that's my bad. Maybe that's why. But it's not like there's any feedback. It's not like somebody comes up, I unsubscribed to you because you have this thumbnail. I was like, well, did you watch the video? No, because you know damn well they don't.
2657 Luis says,
-1 subs.
Code is so old.
Yeah, I know.
Jacob
YouTube
says,
is fucking
Femboy
weird.
Patriotism, July 4th, sing the Star Spangled Banner with all your heart.
You know, I never sang the Star Spangled Banner.
But like, your whole shtick is being a femboy.
I could try it.
They should have known by now what they were getting into XD.
Well, you would figure, but that's the thing. The only thing I could think of is like, why is Tailani all of a sudden ranting about femboys? Because I didn't specify. Mainly, okay, so guys, I don't mind if that is the case. Like, if somebody genuinely decided to unsubscribe to me because they saw that thumbnail and assumed I was like disparaging femboys or something like that, I don't want them. Because I think that anybody who is that, I need to choose my words carefully here. Like, anybody who is that without common sense, I really don't want them anyways. What I want for a community, obviously, I want people who are inclusive and nice, and people who actually give a shit about others and don't worry about their sexual. I want a community that's like a family, and I want a community that isn't going to be caught up in a lot of the silliness that happens on the internet.
Jacob says,
and I want the community that has common sense.
Femboy is like expecting a religious guy not to talk about his or her book.
Right. Well, no. What I think, Jacob, is the fact that I think it's the reverse.
Yeah,
I think they thought I was, because my thumbnail says the Femboy rant. Right? The thumbnail says the Femboy rant or something like that of my video. And I'm speculating, I don't know this, of course, but I'm speculating is either somebody, they're old subscribers that don't want to be subscribed to me anymore, or they assumed that I was actually shitting on femboys, not just having a rant about Cyberpunk. And again, maybe I can make my thumbnail more clear, but I liked my thumbnail. I thought it was cute. I like to be a little misleading, a little misdirecting. Not like,
Jacob
not
says
clickbait.
That subjective some would assume
Not
it's
clickbait.
either a rant about simping or a rant about hating.
But just, I like to have
Kinsey
fun
Miko
with
says,
things like that.
Honestly, I thought it was gonna be some angry rant about how oversexualized femboy were.
Oh.
Jacob says, love is stronger than rage.
Okay, to be fair, I do believe that femboys tend to be oversexualized. I really do. But also, to be fair, I don't think a lot of femboys,
Saturn
such as
King
myself,
says, people just come judge and leave without even trying to watch the full thing.
yeah, that's usually what'll happen. You know what? I really dislike being having to be like railroaded into doing very specific things, like the idea that like the very first part of your video has to be like really snappy, like it has to grab them like within the first 10 seconds. And I understand the psychology behind that, and I'm not blaming that on YouTube, or I'm not even blaming that on the audience, right? That is just the way it is. And for me, it's so hard. So when I finished the video, I was like, you know what I should have done? Right at the beginning of the video, I should have put like a preview of the climax or around the climax. Like one of, you know, so that people are like, oh, this is coming up and I should watch the whole thing. But as it is, I think you guys did really good. For those of you who watched it, the average watch time of the video is fairly decent. For me, this is just my own editing thoughts, right? Because I just don't know how to edit very well.
Jacob says, workout video for Saturday.
Workout video.
Jacob says,
workout video for Saturday. I'm actually gonna get a workout tomorrow, to be fair, because I'm gonna try to do karaoke tomorrow, assuming that doesn't get borked again. It keeps getting screwed up, but I'm gonna try to do karaoke tomorrow night. But tomorrow I'm actually gonna be like probably doing a whole bunch of work around the house, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, workout video. If I had like a full VR tracking setup, I would 100% do a full workout video. That would be fun. I would enjoy that. People just come judge and leave without even trying to watch the full thing. Yeah, and the thing is with that, I think that's like really common. No matter what videos I tend to go to on YouTube, like I try to sit down, like if I see something with a title, unless I think it's
Jacob
clickbait.
says, her parents must be proud of how responsible you are.
Yeah. I try to be responsible. I don't know. Sometimes I do the thing, sometimes I don't do the thing. It really depends. Saturn
King says, wait, karaoke? You really like that they usually strike karaoke things.
That's why I do it on Twitch, because I can just do it live on Twitch and I don't have to save the VOD. YouTube just doesn't. I think YouTube lets people do karaoke. They just have to be like unarchived streams. And so because I see obviously like Gura, a lot of How Alive people used to do unarchived streams.
Kitsune says, hi.
Hello,
Jacob
welcome,
says,
Val.
I plan to do metal covers when I'm in college for my channel.
Oh my god, I would love to be able to do metal. I just don't have a metal voice. I have like a folky, you know, old, maybe rock voice somewhat, a little bit. But metal vocals are so fucking hard for me. And I try. I genuinely try. Like, I try to sing in Metallica. I've tried to Avenged Sevenfold at times. I just have a really hard time getting any gravel or
Jacob
any kind
says,
of like
mostly either religious or political or
loudness.
A fictional verse I'm a fan of.
Interesting. But
Ruby Muscaria says, I don't know what voice I have, but I wish I didn't.
Nobody likes her voice. I didn't like my voice at first either. I still sometimes don't. I think
Valhazak Kitsune says,
I'm doing pretty well. I'm finally waking up. It took me a few minutes because I had taken my ADHD medication a little late, so my brain was still kind of just bleh for a little bit. But now I'm starting to finally
Jacob
feel
says,
like
we love her voice, Tay.
Pretty good. Well, thank you. I'm really I know a lot of people say they like my voice, but it's really hard to get over your own voice, right? So when you hear it recorded and stuff like that, I always struggled with that.
Indeed.
And like, I don't know if people can hear the imperfections in my singing.
Aki says, my voice
but it drives me
sounds
nuts
awful.
because I can
Relate.
Your voice doesn't sound awful, Aki.
Says,
shut up.
Voice work hard because you gotta use it, but when you're naturally quiet, you tend to not use it. Valhazak Kitsune
that is
says,
true.
I'm doing okay and we finally beat Elden Ring DLC about a few days ago.
Oh, you know, I keep wanting to buy Elden Ring, but I can't because it's never on sale. The one time it was on sale, I didn't have the money. I will get it eventually and I will play it. I believe it or not, I have never really played any real Souls like. I tried Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls. I tried like the first boss and stuff like that, and I enjoyed it. Because I was gonna play it on stream, and I still want to. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And it's just like I'm a head empty femboy with ADHD and a whole bunch of other letters that are barely understandable. I could barely remember my own name sometimes.
Hi,
so
I'm a says on phone doing some tidying, so not able to hear you all that well. But hello.
Hi, Azzy. I hope you're having a good day. So, but yeah, my intention is to play Dark Souls on stream eventually. But I want to play Elden Ring. I thought Elden Ring looked freaking awesome.
If you could be into any era in history, where would you go? Personally, it's either Crusader days or early 20th century whenever I can make a difference.
Any era in history?
Ruby Muscaria says, hi Azzy. Saturn King says, this Femboy got some buff and debuff.
Any
Just
era
joking,
in
of
history?
course.
The 90s.
Clap underscore O says, holy smokes, Batman.
The 90s. The 90s still had the internet, and it didn't have a bunch of unsufferable fuckheads.
Hi, I'm Says.
Well, it didn't have
I
as
was
many
very
unsufferable fuckheads. Like, it'd definitely be the 90s. Otherwise,
Wahazak, Kitsune
I don't know.
Says, which Dark Souls?
If you go like pre-1950s, there is no time I would want to live. There is no time I would want to live, because even though like 90% of history is kind of like a glorified look at it, because like a lot of times the bad shit, I would say it's glossed over, but like people don't think about the bad shit. They always think about like the stuff that seems like good or fun or interesting. You know, like I mean, yeah, being a fucking like
Clap underscore O says,
kick-ass,
of course I am.
like fighter guy.
Clap underscore O
Like,
says,
fighter
I am very
guy.
trusted.
Being a fighter, let me be a fighter guy.
Clap underscore
But
O says, trustworthy ideas, man.
I would say that between
Aki says,
18
X to doubt.
between 1880 and like 19, let's say 1916, right? 1916.
Ruby
No,
Mysterio
not
says,
1914. Maybe that period for a little bit. I would be a tourist. I
Clap
don't think I'd
underscore
want
O
to
says,
stay.
doubt all you want, you goddamn haters.
And I wouldn't want. Look, I keep thinking it's like, well, maybe 1950s or 60s wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, but everybody was scared shitless of nukes. We're all still scared shitless of nukes.
Clap underscore
But
O
I think
says,
we're used to it.
I'm a mod for a reason, damn it. Clap
And
underscore
there's no
O
way
says,
in hell
"Boy."
I'd want to be alive during the World Wars. No
Kinsey
fucking
Miko
way.
says, I go any decade from 50s to 90s, because I could afford a nice house and buy a fun car or two for
Yes.
less than the price of a house.
Kenzie, exactly.
Saturn
That is
King
one of the
says,
things.
honestly, if we are really being real here, this is the best period to be alive, cause Femboy would be hated in the 90s.
You are.
and things
That
like
is
that.
true. That is true. That's kind of the hard thing, right? Because it's like, okay, there's still a lot of pushback against LGBTQ now, but when I think about even in the 2000s and stuff, when I was younger, I never wanted to come out, you know, because of the.
Tabraxi says, my state wouldn't
I was
have
afraid
existed
to.
in the 1940s.
Well, there's a lot of different reasons, but I mean, my state wouldn't have been. Oh, Hawaii? What was the last two states to join the union? Hawaii and what? There was another one. What am I thinking? Because
Jacob
Hawaii is
says,
52,
days
right?
of ancient Greece when gay was seen as masculine.
I
for the
think
brothers
Hawaii
was
was
a cool
52.
deal with
I
the
could be wrong, or
Spartans.
53 or something like that. When did Hawaii become a state?
Aki says,
Oh, 59.
trade
I'm
offer.
sorry.
You are
That's
accepted
59.
for being a femboy. You are always poor.
But but look, I mean, I think, but the 90s did have a lot of cool stuff. Okay, now could I trade being myself for the 90s? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But the 90s did have some cool. They had some great music. Okay, I know, like we like to pick on things like boy bands and the weird, like the pop music that came out of the 90s. But look, the pop music in the 90s was so fucking
Clap
happy.
underscore O says,
It was so
90s.
happy. Like,
Saturn King
if you
says,
you can
the
listen to
Roman
pop music in
Empire
the
was full
90s
of
and yeah, it's
femboy,
like
I ain't
cheesy
even joking.
and it's really sugary. But then you listen to any pop music now, it's like, fucking hell. If I wanted to fucking be depressed, I would just be depressed. But the funny thing is I wouldn't be listening to the pop music. I'd be listening to fucking Tool and Alice in Chains and probably
Kinsey Miko
Linkin
says,
Park
hair metal bands and David Bowie were basically just proto-femboys.
and all the other 90s and all the other 90s, early 2000s, really depressing emo bands and not the pop music. But honestly, you know, believe it or not,
Jacob
I
says,
love late
do your
90s
best
music,
metal roar.
but I love. I can't do a metal roar.
0852657
I can't
Lee
do that.
says, for me, the late 90s were the best. Early 90s were good too.
I would say
But
like
don't
early
care for the
90s music.
mid-90s. Aki
Early
says,
90s music was great.
1690s OFC.
The dance music in the
Zedril
early
says,
90s was really
most
awesome.
of it is just sob stories or breakups.
The
or overly horny songs and a Spanglish
country
XD.
music in the 90s was like at a real nice peak too. Like I mean, you guys know, if you heard me sing, I love Garth Brooks. I love a lot of the country that was
Clap
around in the
_ O
90s.
says, it go to the OOs honestly.
Yeah, in the 2000s, the 2000s were pretty okay, and there's like a lot of great pop music, especially I think rap started coming into its like second
Clap _ O
generation
says,
of
they had cool stuff
really
then
cool
too.
shit. Because you had like Eminem. I mean, Eminem was like late 90s. Eminem, look, I love Eminem. I don't care, especially when you're talking about like his first like 5 albums. I love Eminem, and his new stuff is fine now. I'm just kind of out of that. I'm out of the phase where I listen to a lot of Eminem, but every once in a while I will go back and I'll listen to like the what was it called, the Slim Shady LP, because it's just
Kinsey
good.
Mako
It's really
says, yes. George Strait's Chattahoochee was a banger. Honky Tonk
Way
Line
down
dancing
yonder
his
in the
bass with his
Chattahoochee.
redneck Femboy. 0852657 Louise says, after 9/11 everything changed.
1690?
If it wasn't for it, the 90s would have
1690.
lasted longer. Jacob says, what do you think of ancient Sparta?
What do I think of ancient Sparta? I don't really. I am not a huge history buff. Yeah, I mean, I've the only thing. Okay, this is not this. This is me being a little facetious. The only thing I have ever I watched 300. That's about it. I've never had a lot of interest in that kind of history. In like because like usually that's associated with like military history and stuff like that. I like, when it comes to history, I like things like things about like plagues. I like medical stuff. Like, how did they deal with medical things throughout history? What are some of the like crazy
What do you
things
think
that
of ancient
happen
Sparta?
to
Kinsey
people
Mako
for the
says,
dumbest
enjoy
reasons,
your
stuff
play,
like that.
Aki. Says, didn't that happen in 2004? Kinsey Mako says, nope, 2001.
2001Z.
Aki says, I knew it was early 2000s. Kinsey Mako says, I was 12. Really weird time to be alive.
Yeah, that's
Clap
why it's so
_ O
hard.
says,
It's
wait,
so
hold
hard
on.
to decide
Clap _ O
what
says,
time period you want to
I
go to,
wouldn't
because
wanna
you
go
know
to
that
the
like
OOs.
any non-modern time period that you go to is going to be shit, right? You go to even like the early 1900s and late 1800s that I was talking about. There was what year was it? There was a nasty flu pandemic. It was the quote unquote the flu pandemic that killed a whole fuckwad of people. The Spanish flu, Spanish flu or something like that. Which, you know, is, you see how much
Clap
COVID
_ O says,
had disrupted
I wouldn't wanna go to the OOs.
our lives
Jacob says,
a couple years
in
ago.
ancient Sparta, male soldiers often had fun time
Yeah.
to strengthen their bonds.
Oh yeah, I am
Tabraxi
aware of
says,
that.
This is a great conversation for mowing the lawn. I'm doing that already.
Yes. At least somebody's out touching grass, even if you're brutally murdering it with blades. But yes, Jacob, I do know about that. I didn't think it was Spartans though, or maybe Spartans had their own version of it. Like
Kinsey
there's
Mako
the
says, it's better to look and learn about history today than to be part of it.
I'm trying to. There was a unit of military unit that was made out of gay couples. Because like from what I understand is that a lot of cultures at the time, or at least the one culture that I'm thinking of, I don't want to say which culture it is because I forgot, but the one culture I'm thinking of, they didn't give a shit about whether you liked men or women or whatever. What they gave a shit is whether you were the top or the bottom, essentially, whether you were the dominant one or the submissive
Saturn
one.
King says,
Because if
well,
you're the
what can you say,
submissive
gay
one,
people are off.
they didn't like submissive
Sparta,
people.
Moi.
They didn't like submissive people. But like what they did is they made a military unit out of like I think 50 gay couples. And I'm trying to remember. It was Greek. They were Greek. Oh yeah, see, it was called the Secret Band of Thebes. That's what it was. It was called the Secret Band of Thebes. It was 50 gay couples, I think. I think it was like 100 people. And that's what defeated Sparta. And I'm like, I didn't think it was Sparta. That's what defeated Sparta was 50 gay couples. But they were the whole idea because women didn't serve in the military, so it was 50 gay couples. And what they figured is that if you had people who were dedicated to each other like that, they would fight harder for each other so that the other didn't get hurt and stuff like that. They would just fight that much harder, and they did. It worked. They were very well trained, but they were also very, very dedicated to what they did. And they were so fearsome that even when they were finally defeated...
Says, what do you think of Hadrian?
When they were finally defeated by, like, I think...
the toxic mask man city.
Who when they were finally defeaed, the monarch
says,
of the
nice
country
wall.
that military eventually defeated the Band of Thebes, like actually like gave they he honored them. He acknowledged the fact of how fucking hard they fought, because they fought tooth and nail. And they kicked a lot of ass, essentially. And I think he even built a monument to them. Like, people weren't allowed to shit on them. And it's funny because, yeah, they were made up of these gay couples, but they were like they were definitely feared by a lot of different like countries at the time. And they were also celebrated by a lot of people too. But yeah, like the people who ended up going up against them, had a lot of respect for them. At least that's what's been written about it, as far as I know. And it's so weird that we've come to this point where it's like, oh, you can't be with a person of the same sex. It's like, it doesn't matter. it's such a silly thing. And then people, I think more ignorant people like to lump in gender, gender things, gender. What's the word I'm looking for? The matters, they like to lump in the matters of gender with sexuality, right? Because being a femboy does not necessarily mean that somebody's gay or straight. It just means that they're a feminine boy, right? But a lot of people will go, oh, you're a femboy? That must mean you're gay, right? And it's like, no, I mean, I am. I love guys. They're amazing. Oh God, and I love PP. At any rate, so
Jacob says,
now,
land of the free, pride flag,
so,
U.S. outlying islands,
yeah.
eagle.
But
Aki says, we know.
Not every femboy. I know you know, but I figure I'd reiterate it for everybody. I like PP. Okay, I'm a very big PP-oriented person.
Who doesn't? I love a good man.
But I'm gonna be honest.
Tabraxi says, by some gender standards,
as much as I love guys,
femboys because they wore heels.
As boy crazy as I was, I will say, I will say that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm only into boys. I love girls too.
Non-binary finey, doesn't matter.
Non-binary finey. I wish I could give you something. You deserve, Kenzie, you deserve a star. I thank you for teaching me that. I am going to be the bane of every non-binary person's existence now. Hi, Dragon Slayer. Welcome. I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope you're doing pretty good. I was just talking about how much I like pee-pee. But so as far as things go, it's like being a specific gender does not mean that you are a specific sexuality. But a lot of people who are a little bit more ignorant about LGBTQ matters will often lump that in. They'll often assume that that's the case.
Says, that's courtesy of based tuber Sayu.
Based VTuber Sayu? Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie, I have a hard time keeping up with people. I have withdrawn. it's kind of sad. It's not. I didn't want this, but I've actually withdrawn from like a lot of communities
Dragon
and
Slayer
stuff
says,
like that.
doing good in what no way I could never guess that.
No, wait. You like Peewee? Oh my god.
Valhazak,
Oh my god.
Kitsune, says, I wonder should I rechange my states in Elden Ring or keep his faith in D Blood build?
You would have to ask somebody else. I have never played Elden Ring. I want to, but I haven't played it yet. Change is always good. Change is surprising. Change is always good. But yeah, in terms of like how you think about history or how people think about history, it's always surprising to see that like people just didn't care. Like it didn't matter to them whether a guy wanted to be with another guy. What mattered more was who was dominant. Because you were definitely looked down upon for being submissive, which is shitty in itself, I guess. But to be honest, I think you probably just keep that to yourself. Because like, I don't know, you don't have to. I think in terms, like, I enjoy talking about sex, but most people don't, right? So they tend to keep what goes on in their bedroom in terms of like submissive dominance or things that they like. A lot of times they'll keep that, you know, to themselves unless they feel very comfortable with the person they're talking with, which is perfectly fine. Mainly because I think, like, you know, what's the big thing? Like, people are afraid of being judged. It's like, oh my god, you
Jacob says, men, women, whatever the fuck else, that's what I'll say.
Wait, what? That didn't come up on my chat yet. Men, women, whatever the fuck else, that's what I'll say.
Valhazak, Kitsune.
It's funny because it'll come up in my chat window on my screen, but it won't come up on my YouTube chat, which is weird. YouTube is just weird in general, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I am very happy. I'm happy that, look, I mean, it's Pride Month, yeah. So I'm really happy that it was something that at least as a society we have been able to work at doing, is being more accepting of LGBTQ people. However, while a lot of us do tend to be more accepting, and I think we're doing pretty good with it, it's just like, obviously there's so much pushback against it and stuff like that. It's always a certain group of people, you know, and it's unfortunate because why do people need to focus on it? Yeah, because that's my question. It's like, why do people feel the need to focus so much on it? It's like you just want an enemy. It's not that you have an enemy, it's you just want an enemy. Right? You need something to rail against. Maybe because you actually want to rail against that person.
People like to hate that, really.
Yeah, I do think that. I think people just need something to be against. And unfortunately, it's always going to be the people who are different in that case, which no matter what the situation is, it's bad. And I feel very uncomfortable sometimes saying how biased I am against others that are biased against others, and that may seem weird. It's like, no, I don't want to think of somebody as a bigot. You know, I would prefer to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're just ignorant, or maybe they just need an opportunity to have more exposure to people who are from the LGBT community, you know, so that, like, maybe they got this impression that we're bad people or something like that, and they just need to know that we're not.
What's a straight or gay? The risk to be judged for talking bedroom crap is right there.
Yeah, even LGBT people do that. Like, LGBT people can be judgy too. Like, nobody on this planet is going to be perfect.
Says, lucky I have my headphones on.
You have your headphones on? I do tend to talk a lot about stuff like this. This is the stuff that's important to me, and I think it's important to most of us who are here. And I like the idea that people can talk about these things because so many people just don't want to. But it's especially right now, you know, it's Pride Month, and some people like Pride Month, some people don't. But if we're going to have a Pride Month, I'm going to celebrate Pride Month, and I'm going to be proud of myself.
Valhazak, Kitsune, says, I don't judge anyone how they are.
No, I don't think most people want to. Like, I definitely, I mean, obviously I've made judgments about people myself, but you know, I think the important part is not the fact that you make judgments. Is the important part is to recognize that you're making judgments about somebody, and you try to offset that by, like, you know, injecting a little bit of reason into your head about whatever. I mean, obviously there's some things that I just can't, there's things I'm never going to be able to forgive or not be biased against. Obviously, when it comes to things like violence against anybody, especially groups that are at risk of more violence, you know, there are so many things that just are heartbreaking for me, and every time I see something, it makes it worse and worse, and it's hard to fight against. Next, Benedict, what happened to that poor kid was devastating to me, and I didn't know that person, but it doesn't matter if you know them or not, because you feel a lot of weight crashing down on you when you know that people who are struggling just to be themselves end up passing away because it's too much for them, because people are awful to them or they hurt them. And that's never okay. And I don't know if I could ever, even if somebody was like incredibly remorseful for that, even if it's another kid that did this to a person because they're not mature enough or whatever the case might be, I don't think I could forgive
Saturn
that.
King says, I hate how people can be so cruel.
Next, Benedict was a moment for me. I think that was it was like I broke. And it kind of goes into something I was going to do. I was going to do something for the end of Pride Month. I don't think I'm going to do it now because I think I'm being too emotional about it. And I was struggling really hard because there's a song.
Valhazak, Kitsune, says, agree Saturn King, people can be cruel to others.
There's a song I really enjoy. It's by a person who's never done any. I did so much research on her. It's a song called I think it's called "Meet Me on the Battlefield," and it's by Cersina, who I don't know.
Jacob says, some people are judgmental like cats, some people are supportive, and some are tolerant and love for yourself, not for what you are.
Yeah.
Jacob says,
I mean, it is true.
my wisdom
There's
there.
a lot of different types of people.
Valhazak, Kitsune, says, I listened to that song.
Cersina, she seems to be a very, very nice person, and I'm gonna approach this in a very specific way. I did a lot of vetting on her. I went to Twitter. I did extensive Google searches about controversies that might be surrounding her or not, because she's Christian. She's very faithful Christian. But she's never shoved, like, she's never done anything remotely where I can go, that's awful. But there is that bias against religious people that I have. And I don't always like it. It's pretty ugly sometimes, but I just feel it, and it's so hard. Even though there's plenty of religious people that I really love and care about, it's really hard to not be biased, especially against Christians. But you know, that's my own thing that I have to struggle with, and that's my own thing that I have to deal with. That doesn't mean I treat anybody badly or even judge them. It's just, as a majority, I tend to be wary of Christians. But so for her, but I've listened to that song so many times, and it destroys my heart, because it is a song about being strong and about, as a group of people, fighting to make the world better. And it is so good. And it speaks so well of what we deal with, our generation deals with. now, and I think our generation is one of the best to really change things because they want to. We want to. You know, we are struggling to change things. I'm not saying nobody's ever done that before, but I think like in terms of like a possibility for success, I think is we could have success. And Cersina wrote that song, and well, I don't know if she wrote it, but she sings it really well. But I had to check because I'm like, okay, now I had an idea for this song. What I wanted to do, and this isn't a happy thing, but what I wanted to do was make a video honoring the people who, LGBT people who have passed away in the past year. Kind of giving them a face and a name, to to like, hate crimes and stuff like that. And that sounds like really heavy. And I thought that song would fit really well. But when you're doing something like that, I am very conscious of making, like, I would have to, I'm not doing this project now. It's too much for me. I tried and I couldn't do it. Because when you actually see the people and you learn their names, it's really hard. And I didn't want to run the risk. I also didn't want to run the risk of there being people who crap on it. I didn't want to run the risk of making everybody else feel awful.
Kitsune says, I think it best to stop indie. There's too much emotion with it.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been the person to shy away from my emotions on stream. So sometimes you will see me get emotional. I'm not going to start bawling or anything like that. But I am trying to explain what I was trying to do. And the thing with this is I thought it would be a really good tribute at the end of Pride Month to people who can't be here for it. And so I was trying to vet this. I was trying to vet Cersina and make sure she wasn't like anti-LGBTQ, or the song had a different and more like shitty meaning than I thought. And that was the other reason why I was like, well, I can't really find anything saying like she's ever supported LGBTQ. I can't find anything about it. So unfortunately, the song kind of fell through for me.
Kitsune says, BRB, I need to feed the dogs Earl.
All right, you go feed the puppers. But yeah, so
0852657 Louise says, you gotta know your limits. The thought was really commendable.
Yeah, so I was going to do that. And yeah, I know sometimes it is a thought that counts, but it's like the whole reason I bring that up is because
Ian says, oh, hi all. What did I miss?
Oh, I'm crying. No, I'm not crying. I'm a little
Jacob
sad,
says,
but I'm not crying.
if you could have any superpowers for everyday life, what would it be?
I have no idea. I have no idea what superpowers I'd like. I'm sure there'd be something. But yeah, in terms of what I was trying to do, like, I thought it would have been really nice, but I don't know. I don't think people. Maybe I don't think the world's ready for that yet. I don't know. Who knows? I have a feeling it'd probably been alright, but
Aki says,
I just can't handle
ice cream.
What
Jacob
kind of ice cream?
says, super speed for the brain to think faster.
You know what superpowers I would like? You know what superpowers I would like? I would like to not have the mental health issues I have. No, I'm not. So, like, I'd like to not have
says,
ADHD.
2x stronger charisma.
I like to not have my oppositional defiance disorder. I mean, this isn't really superpowers, of course, but like, I would literally, I mean, just for one day, would be really
Aki
awesome.
says, super speed on brain sounds like faster depression when you wake up TBH.
Could you imagine? Okay, so like, for me, you know what? I didn't always have a shit ton of anxiety. I didn't always have a crap ton of anxiety. I do now, and we're working on trying to deal with it. But I miss the days where I wasn't like super anxious, and I loved like
Jacob
going out and
says,
doing things.
Not Aki, neurological, not
Maybe
psychological.
it's just like a part of getting a little older or
Tabraxi
something
says,
like that.
I like animal part generation, so I can have wings or gills or cat tail and ears.
What actual superpower would I like to have?
Saturn
what
King
would
says,
be cool?
anxiety suck.
Yeah, anxiety
Rainbow
really
says,
sucks.
damn, so no superpower of jumping trough dimensions for fun? Aki says, well, the brain does both, so.
What if you
Ian
could
says,
heal people? What if you
now
could heal
I want
people?
ice cream. I do not have ice cream.
I want like super healing. I want
Jacob
the ability to like
says, Tay,
heal
do you
other
have
people.
therapy or medication for that stuff?
Yeah, so I've tried a couple different anti-anxiety medication. Oh, no, antidepressants. I tried a couple different antidepressants, and they are kind of hit or miss with me. I haven't really found the one that works for me yet. Anti-anxiety medicine I haven't tried yet. However, the prevailing thought with, at least for my
Kinsey Miko
particular
says, I'd want a shake
mental health plan is the idea that like we wanted to treat like the ADHD and get that going, and we wanted to treat the depression because we figured
Femboy's ad means he argues with his
a lot of
meds,
times like the ADHD, the depression, and anxiety, they all kind of go hand in hand. So when you start treating one or a couple of them, the other one usually lessens to a point where it doesn't have to be treated. But that all depends on what's causing it to, of course. So what we were doing is we were working on trying to find a decent antidepressant. That's like really difficult with me because the past two that I've been on, the one kind of made me feel a little numb. I say numb. I mean, it was a little numb. It was a little muted. That's the whole point. That's the whole point, is to kind of mute your feelings a little bit so that your depression is
Jacob
not so.
Says, feel free to vent to us. Tay will help how we can.
Oh, I know you guys would. I don't want to do it too much, but I do like being open and honest. It's kind of a weird thing. But, as far as that goes, like the depression has been a thing. Like the antidepressants, there's like 5 different types. So you got to kind of find which one works for you. The previous antidepressant I had before that one made me happier, but it also made me angrier. Like I would
Aki
lash
says,
out
"Numb,
at
I
the
think
dumbest
is the
shit,
right
and I was
word.
like, okay, I can't do
A lot
that.
of people describe it as feeling like a zombie, running on base stuff only.
Yeah, I mean, it can be that way. It depends on dosage and it depends on the type of medication. So, for example, like mine didn't really make me feel like a zombie, although my doctor did say that if she gave me a high enough dose, it absolutely would make you feel that way. So, at the end of the day, what you want is you want a good balance between your antidepressant works, but you're still feeling things.
Jacob says, we all have our trials, kitty. Find your path, find something that can make you chill.
I have a lot of things. Luckily, I have a lot of friends and stuff, in my community. I have my community, and that's a big deal to me. I'm able to stream. I'm able to do a lot of the things I enjoy. So I try not to be like all gloom and doom. But there are so many people out there that suffer the same things that I do, and it can really help to know that you're not alone. So I do try to make sure people know that, like, I am average everyday person. I suffer from these things just like everybody else. There's a lot of streamers out there that they just want to make their streams happy and not, as an escape and stuff like that. And some of my streams are like that. But I just like to be open and honest because, to be fair, the idea of streaming is secondary. Like, being some streaming celebrity was never my goal. My goal with streaming was just to have some fun and find people to hang out with, right? And to it wasn't even something I'd call a community before, but it was just to have some friends and to have like a common thing with people, right? This is my way of getting out and socializing, in a way. So I think like that's just the way my streams, tend to be. I'm not a person who gets like super excited. I'm not a person who goes off as rocker once in a while and just fucking has like these streams that are just like batshit insane, where it's just so filled with like loud noises and okay, look, I'm a little biased. All right, all I've heard is my 4-year-old watching Minecraft and Roblox videos, and it's always the same thing, right? It's some dad and his kids, and they're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but they are loud, and it's not the kids that are loud. Like, the kids are barely talking, and it's the dad, and he is so loud. He's so loud, and that triggers my brain, because my brain is like very, very sensitive to loud, obnoxious noises. It really drives me up a wall. And so yeah, I can't really be like that as a streamer. That's just not my personality. But I try to entertain in there. Like, most of the time, it's either me just being like, okay, I'm gonna be a cute little femboy, or I'm going to do something else entertaining. Like, I have a hard time. If you ever watch me play a game, if you ever watch me play a game on stream, I'm an awful streamer when I'm gaming. I'm an absolutely awful streamer. Hello,
Cappuccino Beam says, hello.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I've always been okay with that. I've always been okay with being the streamer that's just like doing his thing.
Rendell_fan says, hi, I'm New Smile.
Rendell fan, thank you for joining the stream. How are you doing today? It's Femboy Friday YouTube stream. Yes, it is. However, yeah, as far as streaming goes, there are things I do like doing with
Rendell_fan
my community and
says,
stuff.
I'm good, Smile.
I'm glad you're having a good day. I want everybody to have a good day today. I am having a fairly okay day today. I have had an interesting week dealing with computer hardware, but honestly, I'm disappointed about that, but I'm doing pretty good. You require more cookies? Did you just have ice cream? Sheesh. Aki's got a sugar tooth today. A little sweet tooth. But I'm going to tell you what.
Aki says,
I do like doing things that interact with chat. I like doing...
Ian says,
you guys like doing
cookie.
Jackbox?
Aki says, well, I want cookies to eat tomorrow.
Do you guys like doing Jackbox and stuff like that? I love doing stuff like that. I love doing stuff with an audience, and I want to do this soon.
Tabraxi says,
but
Jackbox.
I had a Uno stream like last October, I think it was, or something like that, with my friend Jack Clapp and Legend Jet. And that was a lot of fun. That was hilarious. I still need to edit that stream. See, this is the thing. I'm always so far behind on editing. I suck at editing. And it's not even editing that I really dislike. I hate pulling clips from a VOD. I just despise it. I hate pulling clips from a VOD. I would rather dig my eyeballs out of my skull than sit there and pull clips from a VOD, because it's not like I'm watching my VOD for entertainment. I'm watching it just to find funny content, which feels a little egotistical to me to begin with. But then I just, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It feels so weird, but I just dislike it. I dislike pulling the clips out. Especially like, okay, I don't know if anybody's made content and knows what this feels like, but I will sit down.
Saturn King says, I mean, it's not that weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I will sit down and I will pull the clips out of an entire VOD. This just happened to me recently. And I was so proud of myself. It's like, yo, I sat down and actually did some work for once. I'm a good boy. Someone could pat my head. I'm a good boy. Actually, does that work? I think
Ian
that works on
says,
YouTube.
watching yourself is a weird feeling.
But
Taylani the
yeah,
Femboy says,
it is a little
Pat.
it is a little bit of a weird feeling. My head pad's not working. I don't know why my head pad's not working. That's laser. Who knows? This all needs to be figured out anyways. It should be working. It's weird. Anyways,
Saturn King says,
so
Pat.
thank you for the pads. So essentially, but yeah, I pulled all these clips out, and I thought they were absolutely hilarious when I pulled them out of, or good when I pulled them out of the VOD. And then when I went to go make videos out of them, I just could not get inspired. I'm like, why did I think this was funny? You know, what was I thinking when I pulled this clip? I have no idea.
08526557 Louise says, head pat for best
I actually have like
Ian
a head
says,
pat thing.
head pat malfunction. Call maintenance.
Call maintenance indeed.
Aki says, Tay would rather watch videos of himself in a different nature is all.
Where'd my head pat? That's sad. That made me sad. Oh well. Uh-oh, what did I mess up here? Yeah, it should be chat triggers. Oh,
Brindle underscore fan says,
oh, there you go.
I love your tuber model.
Yeah, that works. Is the chat triggers not working? I have no idea. See, now if you type clap, there it should also do an applause. No.
Taylani the Femboy says,
It should be
clap.
that. Oh, that's not even... yeah, this is weird. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on with this. And I can't get out of here, so that's great. Leave it to me, just screwing everything up.
Aki
See if I can
says,
fix it now.
clap those chi. Forge Norman says, pat.
Actually, what
Saturn
I should
King
do...
says, BTW, I love your outfit.
You love my outfit? I do really love this model. I think it's really cute. I haven't used it in a long time, but I saw it in actually one of my videos. And I'm like, oh yeah, like one of the first videos I put on YouTube that got a lot of traction was actually with this model. And I remember how cute it was. And I don't know what it is. I think it's just the off the shoulder. I think it's casual, right? So like I have a lot of different models. I have a lot of different things to them, but this one is me. This one is genuinely me. I mean, it couldn't get more me unless I put a hoodie on, right? Or unless like, I don't know.
Brindle underscore fan says, your
I do
model
like dressing
is
up.
cute.
I do like
3.
dressing up occasionally. Maybe if it was a dress or something, that would be pretty cute. Why don't you guys, look, I need to fix this here quick. And then I am going to actually run and go use the little Femboy room. If I can get this to work. Come on. I'm messing with my tablet because I accidentally messed this up. And now I feel very guilty about it. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, guys. I will be right back. Give me a few seconds, okay?
Boom, boom, boom. Ooh. I'm not waiting for Santa Claus. I already have the gifts, just can't open the box. I know all about it, no one can stop it. Unless I just have to do something about it. It's not even a case. I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had a gray haze for a long time.
Saturn King says, okay, this is a very cool song.
I hate the alarm clock I chose. The town inside me and everyone's voice.
Brindle underscore fan says, yeah, it is. Ian says, time to get a cup of tea. Forge Norman says, how do we give him head pats? I want to give him head pats. 08526573 says, Bridget's famous poggers. Baxter Bunny says, Eris from B2 Cat Snatch perhaps. Saturn King says, you know the songs in BTW? Face Orange TV show. 08526573 the town inside.
Let's paint the gray haze into sky blue. I know who you are.
bobbing along to the music. Saturn King says, thank you my guy.
Watching from afar. There is nowhere to go, that nowhere to go. It's all just food, you know.
Aki says, imagine taking a break.
I'm the one to blame. Place where I belong. No matter what changes, will no longer change me. No matter what change, will no longer change me. I can feel the light even after the sun goes down.
Ian says, Tia quiet. All is well.
Kiss me, please.
Saturn King says, oh yes I love this one. Brindle underscore fan says, how is everyone smile?
Fly me to the moon, and let me play among the stars.
Let me see what's ring.
All right, I'm back. Apparently, I have just received a massive box of bagels. Someone else in my house ordered a massive, like, it was like, I don't know,
Saturn
10
King
pounds
says,
of bagels.
I Rindle underscore
I don't know what
fan
for.
vibing.
That is a good song, isn't it? I do love that version of Fly Me to the Moon. It took me forever to find that song, by the way. Like, I used to listen to it when I was younger.
Forge Norman says, OMG bagels, I love bagels.
I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this in the background, but I'm going to turn on my fan. 'Cause it is warm in my room. I don't think it's so much warm as it's kind of humid. So you guys might be able to hear my fan, but probably not. So, yeah, I got a ton of bagels. Actually, look.
Brindle underscore fan says, give me bagels.
So yeah, I went upstairs to use the bathroom real quick, and my mom just recently retired, so she's now living with me, and she's upstairs, and so on my way to the bathroom, she's like, "Oh, there's a box outside. It's getting
Ian
rained on."
says, don't think I've ever had a bagel.
Oh, bagels are good. Oh, I know. I pronounce it. If you're talking about the way I pronounce a bagel,
Hi.
I just
I'm
pronounce
Assess.
this bagel.
My calves are going to be super toned after today.
I want to see them. Proof. Azzy, I need proof. That's just how it is. I need proof. Just send me proof forthwith. So yeah. So my mom's like,
Hi,
the bagels
I'm
are
Assess.
outside.
My ADHD is making me forget something at the top of the stairs. And remember what I forgot once I'm at the bottom.
I did that so many times yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, and it was really pissing me off because I hate going up and down stairs. But I went outside to go get these bagels. And okay, so last night I was looking through devices on the internet, specifically toy-like devices. And I was just looking through them because I wanted to see what was available for what I was interested in. And
Ian
there was
says,
one I had
"Yuck,
found.
Did that at work." Forge Norman says, oh well.
There's one I found I really, really liked. And I'm like,
0852657
I was thinking about getting it.
Luis says, ooh spicy. Hi, I'm Assess. I have done this like 24 times already.
Oh,
and I know for
you
sure
know.
I still forgot something lol.
Yeah, I want to say
Jacob says,
it was quite a few
"AKA, how
times
are
yesterday.
y'all?"
We're doing good. I'm relating a silly story. So yeah, last night I was looking through these toys, and I'm like, I was thinking about buying one of them, the ones that I'd seen, but I was kind of on the fence about it. And this is all during the time. It was me trying to just kind of waste time while I was waiting for software to install on my server. And I was like, I should buy this. This would be a lot of fun. And I don't think I did, though. Like, I didn't think I had. And so when I went upstairs and my mom was like,
_O says,
you have a package.
I forgot I was here. What are we doing?
Oh, we're talking about a story about something. So when my mom says there's a package out on the porch, I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm sitting there, I'm going, how do I do this? I will just say that it is something for a computer and set it down next
Saturn
to my
King
desk.
says, oh God times _ time. Hi,
Clap doesn't
Emma
care
says,
anymore.
protect your ears, Clap.
Clap doesn't care anymore.
Jacob says, if a president offers to give guns to the gays to protect them, would you vote for them?
No.
Aki says, you
No, I
are
wouldn't.
riding the line of total disaster.
Yeah.
Clap
Luckily, they're
_ O
just-
says, am I supposed to care?
Look, they're just bagels. They're just bagels, right? They have the same general shape of what I was thinking about buying. They have the same general shape of what I was thinking about buying, but they're just bagels. Okay? Okay? That's all I'm saying. But yeah, so that was a thing. And so I had a very small near anxiety attack over the fact that, like, I'm just gonna, like, it's gonna look suspicious, right? I'm gonna take this package, I'm gonna bring it in, I'm gonna set it next to my desk and be like, oh yeah, I'll open that later. And then maybe I'd probably get away with that. That'd be fine. But if I actually had to open that thing, I'd be like, you don't, like, no, I don't want to.
Brindle _ fan says,
Not yet, anyways.
I want bagels.
You want bagels now? Me too.
Jacob
I'll go with
says,
bagels or something that looks like a
personally
bagel.
sounds
It's
hell of
fine.
a deal.
That's oh my god. But yeah, I just it's not the first time that's happened either. Although the other thing that I bought, I could actually pass off as something else, because all the other thing I bought was like a curved
Clap _ O says,
stainless
looks
steel-
like a bagel and PC related.
it's like a curved
Ford's
stainless
Norman
steel
says,
device with like
I love bagels with either
two-
smoked salmon or avocado. Both are so
two
good.
variously sized round balls
Clap
on the end.
_ O says,
And you know, they're used for stimulation, but I could say that's a handle for something. Or so like that was my excuse. But yeah, that happened last time too.
Jacob
It's like,
says,
oh god,
if more gays had guns, less homophobes would target them.
I don't think that would stop. Okay, look, I don't think them having guns would stop anybody. And this is why I said I wouldn't vote
Emma
for somebody.
says, need
You
an egg-free
want, if
bagel.
you want the truth, if a president goes, vote for me and I'll give gays guns so that they can protect themselves, why is your first thought is giving them guns? Why not deal with the problem, which is to stop people from being bigots? Now, you can't stop everybody from being bigots, but we do know through at least some form of education in terms of like and how people are, there's a lot of different ways to make that happen. Now, you already have the Second Amendment right to own a
Aki
gun
says,
in the
this
U.S.
is a very odd thought process as well as a dangerous
Yeah,
one.
you already have a
Ford's
Second
Norman
Amendment right to
says,
own a gun in the U.S.
Enforcing hate crime laws and banning
Assuming that you are,
trans/gay panic defenses would go
you know,
a long way.
I do not like
Jacob
gay panic
says,
defenses.
if
That's
the people
stupid.
can protect themselves, there is either great result or great consequence.
Well, I think it's pretty neutral. In terms, I mean, because the thought is like, well, okay, if you have this thing as a deterrent, then other people won't fuck with you. But the fact of the matter is we know that's not really true, because people do it all the time anyways. It's like anybody in the U.S. could be carrying a firearm, but people still choose to screw with them anyways. So I'm pretty sure that would be at least mostly ineffective. So at any rate, let's talk about something different. But yeah, I just I don't know how to have packages delivered. Actually, what I'm worried about is like on my throne. I think on my throne I have like some pretty interesting things. Now, people don't usually buy stuff on my throne, so it's fine. But like, I am waiting for the day
personally, I
that
don't trust
somebody
the cops to
buys.
protect the people. If we can protect ourselves and prove our power, we won't suffer at the hands of others for longer.
I mean, possibly. I don't know. I don't really, as far as that goes, it's not something I usually, something I usually concern myself with. So basically, yeah, on my throne, what, I have like a lot of different weird shit on my throne. Actually, I got like some of those automatones. I've always wanted an automaton. But I was like, okay, I when Throne came out, I was like, I need to just put some stuff on here. So I put some effects pedals for my ukulele
Saturn
on there.
King says they are so cool, TBH.
Oh, that was the end of my package.
Says,
that was the end of my package
story. Can we let him
story.
finish the package story?
My package story is done. It was basically bagels instead of the thing I thought I had bought. Although now I'm actually really disappointed because now I don't have the thing that I thought I had bought, and it's weird. my brain is like, wait, I could have really enjoyed that, but then there's also the fact that like, okay, how do I get that, you know, so I don't have to open it in front of my silly mom. But yeah, I don't know. But in terms of, yeah, automatones are really cool. And I always thought it would be fun just to fuck around with one on stream or something like that.
Would a mouse attack a T-Rex, Tay?
I doubt. Mice don't usually attack many things. I don't think mice are usually... Not usually.
Says, yo.
Hello, Skull Introvert.
I am
doing very well today.
Says,
how are you?
How's everyone's day going today?
I hope you are having a good Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I am just talking about whatever the heck I am talking about. I'm talking about automatones right now and sex toys. So
Aki says, going okay.
You know, whatever happens. But yeah, I've always thought about it. At least recently.
_O says, way.
I'm like, if somebody bought something
says,
off
of
my
buy 25 bagels?
My throne,
_introvert
then
says,
and it comes to my place.
What?
Like, is it gonna come shipped like in a way that is like discreet? I would fucking hope so. Like, I mean, companies like sex toy companies are usually just like, yeah, we want to advertise our product. Like,
Jacob
my
says,
Lovense,
there are other bagels in life to have fun with.
My Lovense box just has a picture and all the advertising materials right on it. Like my little Lovense
my
club.
legs could be doing better, but my stairs are apparently a glutton for punishment.
I could do something to help you get off your legs,
if you get what I mean.
You want me to help you do something to get off your legs? I'm more than willing. Yes. There are other bagels? Yes, for sure.
Architect
I like bagels.
Says, Wayo, I just had a 40-minute life conversation with mom. Anyway, I'm back from my deaf coffee.
If it made you feel any better, I thought I was going to have a 40-minute life conversation with my mom. Not one I wanted. Yeah, no, like both my Lovense devices, they both came in like pretty like obvious packages. I mean, they were in a different box, but like once you pull it out, you know exactly what it is. It wasn't very discreet. And what I'm concerned with is, at least with Amazon and with Lovense, they send
Ian
it in
says,
a normal brown
I thought
box.
It was Seuss package turning up. Oh my.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, it's scary. Like, this wasn't an issue a few months ago because my mom hadn't retired yet. And it's not that like I'm not an adult or that I'm worried about something like that, but like, look, my mom doesn't even know.
Emma says, yes, you shall give me a piggyback ride while I control where you go like Remy from Ratatouille.
Sure. So basically, let me get this straight, Azzy. You want to get on my back and pull my hair. Yeah? Because that's basically what, yeah. You want to get on my back and pull my hair. I mean, that's fine. That's actually pretty okay. I'm down for that. That's it sounds really nice.
Hi, Emma says, Tay enjoys their phrasing.
Nah, that's not phrasing, that's what you
Architect says, Taylani, when are you going to daily drive, Linux?
Archie!
The socks are awaiting your legs.
I already have the socks on. I always have my socks on. I'm not, Archie, I'm gonna be honest. Actually, no, it hasn't. Okay, look, I have been really frustrated with my time with Linux. I've
Jacob says,
had some really cool
would
stuff
you visit
happen.
Japan if given the option?
I would have if you asked me like a few years ago. I would have, yes. Now, no. But as far as like the server, the Linux shit goes, I don't know. Like every time I try to use Linux for everything, it is a fucking uphill battle to get anything to work. You can eventually get stuff
Jacob
to work.
says,
You just
"You
requires
fit
a
in there."
gajillion hours to get there. I'd fit in there. I don't know. Given the fact that people go over there and do the shit they do in Japan, I wouldn't want to add to it. Even though I wouldn't do stupid shit, but like, it's not. I don't know. You have to go. Okay, Rendell fan. Thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. So as far as Linux goes, yeah, I don't know.
Jacob says, you'd fit in there. Architectus says, trust me, bro. Jacob
I
says,
like
Japan land of Nekos and Hello Kitty and anime.
I like the stuff they have. A lot of the stuff is very cutesy, and I really enjoy
Aki
that kind of
says,
thing.
I am back with H2O.
Back with water.
Hi, Emma says.
But yeah,
take care,
as far as Japan goes, I really like Japan. Japan gives me a lot of the things that I really enjoy in life. And I think it's really hard to be a person who enjoys the things that come out of Japan, like the things that I particularly enjoy. But I think a lot of people take that as to mean that they know anything about
Aki
Japanese
says,
culture or anything
problem
like
with Japan is other tourists have made the locals dislike Western tourists now.
that. It's kind of unfortunate. And I'm not worried about like them not liking me. Well, okay, I guess in a way I am worried about them not liking me, but just because I just
Hi,
respect people.
Emma says,
I wouldn't want to
I
go
get some
somewhere.
H2O2,
I wouldn't
but
want
I've
to go
heard
somewhere
H2O2
and then
is not quite as yummy.
be.
Ian says, staying hydrated is a good move.
I wouldn't want to go somewhere and then be a person that makes things worse. So right now, I don't know if I would go to Japan.
Aki says, oh, as did the funny science joke.
Well, the thing with heavy water, it's also called deuterium, is that
Saturn
you
King
can drink
says,
it.
Man, I
I guess it
wanted
has
to
like
go
a
to
slightly
Japan, but now I
metallic
can't
voice.
thank to a certain streamer.
Yeah,
Clap_O says, lol haha, I love science jokes.
yeah.
Hi, Emma says, yes, it was hilarious and everyone exploded in laughter.
There was definitely an explosion.
Aki says, the entire chat is laughing. Hi,
But
Emma
yeah.
says, haiku laughter is, but they are having fun.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to want to go anywhere now. I think like everything has lost something to me. It's also like a lot of color. Everything's kind of more dull now. And I think the reason for that is the fact that it feels like I've been so overexposed to social media. And I watch a lot of streamers. I watch a lot of Western streamers that live in Japan, right? And they Sea Dog VA, and I didn't really watch PewDiePie. I watch PewDiePie once in a while, but Sea Dog VA and what's his name? Freaking okay, my brain's just doing stupid right now. But there's the thing. I think the thing with Japan is the fact that like
Architectus says,
it just doesn't
don't go to
feel
Japan.
so.
Come to Brazil instead.
Come to Brazil.
You have free
instead.
housing here and we also have colorful trees.
Well, I mean, you guys kind of have free housing. Your average cost of living, like for a month, or your average pay for a month in Brazil is less than the average amount of money you pay for an apartment. So
Jacob says, Conic Jiva.
honestly, I actually wouldn't mind visiting Brazil. So what places?
Says,
I wouldn't
Bring me to
mind.
Brazil, I'm begging.
I wouldn't mind visiting Brazil. Wouldn't mind visiting the UK. Maybe. The problem with the UK is that I just don't know what I would do in the UK. At least in Brazil, I kind of know what I would do. I would take over the country. But No, I'm just kidding. I think it'd be fun to hang out in Brazil. Like, I know a couple people who've gone to Brazil and they fucking had a really good time. So I don't know. I don't know what else I would do.
Hi, Emma says, there's always Bilamau.
I mean, yeah.
Architect
I know.
says, becomes Brazilian instead.
I could go meet Bean. I could go meet Aki. And since I was pretty somewhat close by, I could probably meet Jet and Clap and meet Zedril. Zedril's somewhere in the area. There's like a lot of people I know from that area, you know, that general area. But
Clap_O
like
says,
in terms of like
hell
what
yeah.
would I do as a person who is in a different place and wanted to explore things? I'd probably try food. I definitely want to try a lot of different food. I mean, there's just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, you know what it is? I think I don't know what does UK do for tourism? Like, do they even do like? Do they even have tourism? I'm sure they do, right? They obviously they have tourism.
Says,
They have people going to
UK
London and
is
shit
okay,
like that. But
depending on where you go.
yeah, well, that's what I figured. But you know, as a person who would go to a different country, I'm the weird one.
Bro, let's go
I
to
wouldn't
Europe
want to be the
together.
one to do the
But like in a
tourist shit.
country
I
none
hate
of our
tourist
brothers
shit.
are.
I
Let's
don't
make the
care about
brothers hang out
national
with us in a different
monuments.
place.
I don't care about visiting
Clap_O
the silly
says,
beach.
also.
Once you've been to one beach, you've been to basically every beach. You know, I don't really. There's so many things I just don't care about.
Clap_O says, Jumbo is
what
like
I would
12
prefer to
hours away
see-
from me by train.
Well, what I'd probably do is, what we would probably do, if I ever did something like this, which is very unlikely, what I probably would do is we would schedule it ahead of time, and then we'd all kind of meet in a centralized place, so not everybody has to travel super far, you know? Because that's what I'd probably prefer to do. That way everybody's not really that stressed about it. Of course, that means then you gotta get, like, thingies in terms of, like, a place to stay and whatnot. But then, like, I would have to shit. I'm not saying that. Anyways, but I don't have that much desire to travel anymore.
Hi, Emma says,
Maybe to Alaska.
wow, I can't wait to get my thighs chafed the average beach experience.
That's the look. That's the average Tailani experience. I say I wake up every morning saying that. That's like my motivational speech to myself. Like, I can't wait to get my thighs shaved. Not by beach though. I don't think I'd ever have sex on the beach. I've never had sex on the beach. I've heard it's fucking awful.
Ian says, I couldn't think of anything more boring than lying on a beach.
The best thing you can do on a beach is swim, like in the water. I love swimming. Swimming is my favorite thing. I love putting on my swimsuit and going in the water.
Saturn King says,
Sometimes
agreed.
it's fun. Sometimes it's fun when I didn't have so much anxiety. I think I haven't really look. I've gone swimming a couple times now as a femboy, and that's pretty okay. But that's
Hi,
only because
Emma
like
says,
I can
sand shave
show off.
plus sunburns, owie.
Yeah, no, I don't like sunburns. I don't like
Architecta
sunburns.
says, I can't wait to get my passport going so I can go to a snowy place in my vacations.
Look, the novelty of that shit wears off real quick. Trust me. Actually, you know what I would hate? What I would hate is like when you sit in the sand, and you know a lot of guys wear shorts. I like to wear. I don't wear Speedos, but I like to wear something that's more comfy for me and more form-fitting. But like when the sand's really hot, I don't like sitting on the sand because it burns my
Aki
thighs,
says,
and then my thighs get all
when I went
red
to Turkey one time in my
and swollen.
teens, I got blisters on my shoulder from how insanely hot the sun was.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's friggin' crazy. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that. I like being in the water. I like going swimming though. Sitting in
Saturn
hot sand
King
and it's
says,
torture.
Sitting on hot sand
Yep.
is a torture.
The only thing worse. Okay,
Hi,
it's gonna be
Emma
funny.
says, despite the vast list of races I fall under, I ended up hitting the role for the whitest skin and OML I burn. Not an ounce of tan. Architecta says, I never
I
seen
actually
snow.
am able to get a pretty
Bro,
good tan sometimes.
We don't get that shit in tropical countries.
So
Ian says, at Aki been there, same.
when I had a
Too
girlfriend, who was from a southern state that doesn't get snow, and when she came to stay with me, and she came during Christmas, there was snow. Well, there wasn't snow at first. Actually, I think just before Christmas, it hadn't snowed. Like, there was no snow on the ground. It had snowed, but like the snow had melted. And she was there for like a week. And so
Clap_O says,
she was worried that she
Texas.
wouldn't get to see any snow. But then it did snow like the day
Clap_O
before.
says, come to Romania during winter.
It snowed like the day before, and she was like super excited.
Clap_O says, it's so snowy there.
However,
Architectus says, bet.
when that same girl moved in with me a little while later, when she moved to States and she moved in with me for a little bit, when winter came around, I was so fucking scared.
My hometown is literally the skiing
because
spot in
she had
Romania.
never driven in snow before.
Ian says, I don't tan.
And you
Scottish
need, like,
jeans
if you've never
don't
driven
cope
in
well with
snow,
sun.
it's basically like it's basically like pretending you're driving, because what's actually happening is you're going in a straight line and hoping that no matter what you do, you're going to continue along with the road. And it's especially when it's like fresh snow and stuff like that, it can get really fucking scary. And we get a lot of freezing like rain during the winter. We get like a lot of ice.
Saturn King says, snow, it's a trap.
Yeah, it is a trap. What I will say though is I have, when I was younger, made snow angels. When I was an adult, but I was barely an adult. I made snow angels. See, you're like, oh, who cares, Tylana? You made snow angels. Well, I did
Ian
it naked.
says, driving in snow can be terrifying.
I did it naked.
Hi, I'm a says.
I
feel that.
I
Ian.
had a couple
Got
drinks.
those
I was
genes
hanging out with
running
a
through my
friend,
veins.
and she was like,
At least I got some nice
she
hair
was
out
like,
of the deal.
I'm gonna
lol.
make a snow angel, because she was really drunk. She's like, I'm gonna make a snow angel, and she goes
Aki
out
says,
and she
you
takes
can
off
just
all her
stay warm
clothes.
wrapped up in a blanket with someone warm to hug.
That sounds really nice. God, I love being cuddled. I love being like wrapped up in a blanket and cuddled. I don't know, there's nothing really much nicer than that. But yeah. I always thought that it was funny because like as much as I revere the winter,
Louise says, I've on snow before and
I
it's
hate
fine.
the winter.
Ice on the
Hey,
other
Chippy.
hand. Aki says, I am available for rent for snuggles, $5 per hour.
That's
Chip
cheap.
the Dairy Cow says,
Damn, that's
hello,
real cheap.
waving hand.
That's real damn cheap. As far as like the winter goes, I tend to revere the winter. I love the winter. I love when December comes around.
Hi.
And I
I'm
like
a says,
the first time it
$5 an hour.
snows. I like
Damn,
the first time it
I'm a
snows.
whopping
But
$0 per hour.
the problem with the snow is that like eventually you get sick of it because you keep having to shovel it and
Hi,
it sucks.
I'm a says, get free
And
market.
driving it, I hate driving in it. People are so dumb.
Chip the
People
Dairy
drive
Cow
like
says,
fucking morons
looks like
in the
it's
snow.
got you beat, Aki.
It's weird. It'll be like snowing out. You'll have like 4, 5, 6 inches of snow on the ground. You're on the highway doing barely 45 miles an hour, and then you'll just have a truck pulling some sort of trailer, like a pickup truck with some
Aki
sort of
says,
trailer,
as is into
just
that, so it
fly
costs
past you
extra.
doing like, 80 miles an hour, and they don't even give a shit. I have literally, when I was driving truck, I literally had somebody in a
Architectus
U-Haul
says, despite the
blow
issues of
past
sand
me.
wanting to get inside your bikini.
I had an issue of a U-Haul, or I had like a U-Haul blow past me, right? And then I'm just like, dude, you're gonna die. And then I got up like a little bit later. I had to pull off on a ramp. I pulled off to go to the fuel station to get some fuel for the truck. And then I got back out on the road again, and I was already feeling really nervous because it was really slippery. And I get up, I want to say a couple more miles, and lo and behold, there's this pickup with this U-Haul trailer just completely tipped over. Like the contents of the trailers all over the place. Both are on their side. It's like the trailer is like tipped up over on top of the median concrete barrier. And I'm slowly passing. This guy's like outside, of course, talking on his phone, probably trying to get someone to come and help him. Unfortunately, there was a tow ban. And when they enact tow bans, you're screwed until the tow ban is lifted. So basically, I made it past. I think I drove another like 30, 40 miles before I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. And called it quits for the night. But that, you know, that tow ban, that was that guy, that truck and trailer had probably been sitting on that highway for several hours. As socialism is based, what? Take it easy on politics. Yeah. Try not to do a whole heck of a lot of politics around here. I don't really like
Aki says, I suggest you watch your tone.
Oh. Yeah, Aki is a mod. Please respect him. When he says something, please respect what he has to say. He's just keeping the stream nice and comfy. So yeah, I don't know. Like, driving in snow sucks, but otherwise, I do enjoy having the snow. Like the first couple times it snows. But then like in the middle of winter, like January and February, you get like this like really slushy shit. This like really wet, heavy crap, and it's not. It sucks. It freaking sucks. I intensely dislike it. And then like of course it like destroys your, you know, the salt and everything just destroys your car. It's super annoying. But otherwise, as far as like pre-Christmas is fine. After Christmas, I think that's basically how it goes for me. Pre-Christmas is fine.
Aki
After
says,
Christmas,
I
it's like
suggest you watch
pretty
your tone. Hi,
like,
I'm Says.
I don't know, fun.
Well, this isn't the place for political discourse,
not very fun, I
so
should say.
please refrain from derailing the conversation.
Oh,
Saturn
stretchy.
King says, deem some drama in the chat. I didn't expect it here.
All right,
Forge Norman
guys,
says,
it's all
I'm
right.
here to chill with a Ian says,
I'm not gonna worry
can
about
we
it too
have a
much.
drama-free zone, please?
Don't gotta worry about it too much. It's okay. I mean, it happens sometimes.
Jacob says, as I can get political if I wanna.
Jacob,
Hi,
you are more than
I'm
welcome to go
Says.
talk politics.
Not really drama.
Anywhere,
More so
anywhere
just
you
making
want.
sure it remains relevant to the stream and
Yeah.
follows the rules.
We're just trying to keep the stream. I mean, if we got to talk about this, or just talk about it. We're just trying to keep the stream just comfortable, you know, for people. You know, if I was talking more about politics
Aki
and
says,
stuff, it'd
you're
be
in
fine.
10 minutes time out.
But like right now, I don't think.
Aki says, show some damn respect when asked nicely.
Yeah, that's gonna go for any streamer. Like, if people ask you to stop, don't double down. Just don't. Like, this goes for a lot of things in general. I've had this issue.
Forge Norman says, thank you, Aki. I appreciate your work.
I've had this thing where sometimes, like, it's happened mainly in my Discord. I generally don't have too many issues in the streams usually. But like in my Discord, you'll have like people who are fine for like a while, and then they'll just post something that is completely like out of the blue, right? And then you go, hey, that breaks the rules. We'd appreciate if you didn't post something like that. And like I've had this happen recently, and it basically kind of went like, oh, yeah, I get it. I you know, I won't do that again. It happened both times, and I'm like, oh, both times I thought it was settled. And then a couple minutes later, they'd come back and be like, oh, by the way, you know, I can do this if I want. Or they'd like really want to argue about it.
Saturn King says,
And it's
at
like,
Akibra ain't no way you had to time out someone.
I'm not,
Skull.
you know, some things maybe is arguable, but like in this in particular, like these weren't arguable at all. And it's like, look, it was done, and now you're trying to argue with me about it. And then when you call them out for doubling down on something like that, sometimes what they'll do is they'll get really upset with you. And then you're like, look, you can do whatever you want. I think when you're in someone else's spaces and they ask you nicely not to do something, just don't do it anymore. It's that simple. Like the US definitely has in the Constitution built into it the right to say the things you two want. I don't have to follow that rule. And again, it's not because I'm just trying to trample on anybody or anything like that. It's literally just because we want to have a comfortable space to do what we're doing now. So that's all that is. There's no need to get upset about it. All right, so moving on from that. I had like a thought, right? I had this thought where that if I ended up having this game server, right? Because I've been building this game server. I've been trying to get. I've never done something like this before. I've never had a thing where I was running my own game server and then trying to run multiple games at the same time. So I'm trying to get this to work. I have a server that has some pretty okay resources. I got an 8-core processor. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. I have a motherboard that's not currently working right now, so I got to figure that out. It's kind of one of those things where I've been trying to work this out because what I really want to do, I absolutely want a Minecraft server. I miss having a Minecraft server. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I just want a Minecraft server where if people want to jump on and just make something in the Minecraft server, jump on and make something in the Minecraft server. I think that's really cool. But I also want to have a 7 Days to Die server. Assuming oh my god, 7 Days to Die, that's a whole other fucking ball of wax that I just can't deal with right now.
Minecraft servers are the best.
Minecraft servers are so cool. Like, there's so many different ones. I have 2 different friends that are running their own Minecraft servers right now. One I played on stream. The other I haven't played on yet, but I intend to. Once I can get my freaking ducks in a row. But yeah, I've been wanting a Minecraft server for a while. But yeah, I want a 7 Days to Die server, if that's kind of in the cards. I want a Project Zomboid server, which will be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for that. And then I want a Space Engineers server. I even started a Terraria server. I don't know what I do with a Terraria server, but I had one installed on there, but now I got to redo all of that once I figure out the motherboard.
Man, I was so involved in helping you getting your stuff done. That news about the motherboard turned me down.
You know what, Archie? What I'm going to do is I tested so many. It's not. Here's the thing. It's not memory related. So the only thing it points to is motherboard or CPU related. So I'm going to pull out that CPU. I have a different CPU. I'm going to check and make sure none of the pins are bent, because what the motherboard is saying is that it can detect both sticks, but then it only shows capacity of one of them. So I don't know. It's weird. So there's something wrong there. The only thing I can think of is the motherboard is possibly binding. So when you install a motherboard in a case, it has standoffs and you put the mounting screws in. If you tighten down the mounting screws too much, what can happen is it will very slightly warp the motherboard, meaning like certain things won't be making connections, and then the motherboard won't read memory properly, or it just won't boot or something like that. I've had that happen once, ever. But yeah, it's a thing.
Ooh.
I don't think that's going to be the case. But I can check. I am also in contact with the person who sold me the motherboard, and they're pretty stumped. But they're like, okay, if you did all of these things,
Ian says,
and you can send me some pictures.
Go do something. Be back in a few minutes.
Okay, Ian. And he's like, if you send me just a few pictures to kind of verify some of the things you've done, he's like, and we can't figure it out. He's like, I'll be happy to issue a refund, which I'm pretty happy about. I like dealing with like
Hope all
cool
goes
people,
well.
right?
Ian. Ruby Muscaria says, everyone talks about motherboards.
Look,
Nobody asks where the fatherboard is. Saturn King says,
what got me into
question,
Minecraft?
What got you into Minecraft?
All right,
Ian
guys, I'll
says,
tell you my
cheers,
Minecraft
as-
story. So, okay, all right, I got into Minecraft in 2013. Actually, it's probably like end of 2012, right? I had heard people talking about it like a lot, and I'm just like, oh, it's just whatever. It's just some new thing that people, basically. From what I'd heard about this like crazy block game, I'm like, kind of sounds whatever. It sounds like a kid's game or whatever. And being a kid, I was very not into kids games. And I think I was doing my first playthrough of Skyrim at that time or something like that. I was doing like my first playthrough of Skyrim, and then my buddy came over, my best friend came over. He's like, "Hey, have you heard about that like Minecraft game?" And I'm like, yeah, but it kind of seems like really meh. It seems like really just kind of just not interesting. And he's like, yeah, everybody's been talking about it though, and everybody really seems to like it. Maybe we should try it sometime. Like, yeah, maybe. So
Beep Boop says, hee what doing?
we're talking about how I got into Minecraft. So essentially, I was like, okay, I didn't think about it for a while. It was like several months. I didn't think about it. And eventually I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is eventually I pirated it. I don't know if you guys remembered, but there's a website that basically just let you play Minecraft. There's like several websites that just let you download it. Just like, here, download it and play it. There was a launcher, I think it was called Magic Launcher, that would allow you to launch pirated Minecraft and stuff. It was actually pretty cool. And so I used that. And I played it. I started out, right? It was 1.48 or something like that, like beta 1.48 or whatever it was on. And at that point in time, there was
Rubik
nothing.
the Rookie says, Pirate Minecraft is the best
Pirate
Minecraft.
Yeah, I know, right? There was nothing. There's no achievements, and nothing was ever going to tell you what to do. So I ran around, right? And I'm like, I don't have any tools. I have a hot bar. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. There's no like indication of what I should be doing. And, so I played with that. Of course, I punched things, but it wasn't intuitive to me that punching things was how you do things. Because I would punch something once and it's like, okay, whatever. I didn't do anything. So I was just like, whatever. This game's fucking dumb. This game's dumb and I hate it. Oh, another thing that was happening around that time is walking simulators. Like a lot of walking simulators were coming out. So I thought maybe Minecraft was some sort of like walking simulator thing. So that didn't help.
Architectus says, I feel like everyone's first experience with Minecraft in the early 2010s was with
You
pirated
know that's
launcher.
how everybody credits YouTube for making Minecraft popular. But I think YouTube is only part of the story. I think the fact that it was pirated, that you could get your hands on it. And once you discovered what it was, that's when it got really good. So what happened was, I want to say it was like 6 months later, I'm like, people keep talking about Minecraft like it's super cool, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'll give it another shot. So what I did is I went and pirated it again, and I got 1.51. Or it was 1.51 or 1.5.1, however they did that. It was 151. And I started playing it, and I was frustrated. I'm sitting here, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So what do? I go to Google, and I'm like, how the fuck do I play Minecraft? I don't get it. And, I found a thing. It was a YouTube video or a forum or something, and it's like, go punch a tree. And I'm like, okay. So I go punch a tree. It didn't say anything about what would happen. It's like, go punch a tree. I think it was a forum now that I think about it. And I go and punch a tree, and then I punch it again and again, and then I realize I can hold my mouse button down, and it punches rapidly. And then I see the cracks forming. I'm like, okay, what is this going to do? So, and then you start breaking stuff, and I'm like, okay, I got a thing. I actually have a thing. So now I'm doing things. And then eventually, and I'm like, okay, I punched a tree, I have a block. And I started trying to do things with the block. Well, you can't do things with one block.
Ruby Muscaria
well, you could
says,
do things with one block.
Should probably mention that I'm lagging, so I'm probably going to be responding to things a bit slowly.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine, Ruby. So I had a block, and I'm trying to figure out where to put it. It didn't occur to me that like the crafting
tutorial world.
It did have no recipe book.
Minecraft didn't have a recipe book back then.
Nothing.
Saturn King says, funny story in
So
GL.
what I did was eventually I figured out you put the block in your crafting slots,
says,
and it creates
Xbox
planks.
360 tutorial world.
And then it just opened up from there. It just completely this wasn't no Xbox shit. This is PC.
Rubik the Rookie says, I think not knowing what to do in Minecraft is a shared universal experience.
But I think it's the best part of the experience. And I'll tell you why. The whole reason why I really enjoyed Minecraft was because once I discovered that you hit things, and then you start discovering like you can change things with crafting, you only get so far. What I had to do is I gradually, when I would get stuck on something, I would go find, there was a Minecraft site. It wasn't like MineWiki or whatever the fuck that is. It was, but there's a Minecraft site that would show kind of like all the recipes.
I remember starting and wondering how on earth I would ever remember all these recipes.
I know, right? So like it's like you can make tools, you can get cobblestone, you can do this, you can do that, and you didn't even know the existence of iron, diamond, all of that stuff. You're just gradually learning, and it was so much fucking fun. I built the fucking hole in the ground. I built the dirt house. I did the nerd polling. I got lost so many times in my single player worlds because even though you put like a freaking 60 stack of cobblestone with a couple torches around it, sometimes you get out of the viewing distance of such a thing and you just completely lose where you were, right? And this is why I say the F3 menu is awful. It should not exist. It should not exist, but I'll get into that later. So I'm fucking, oh my God, my mind is blown, right? I am building stuff and it's just cobblestone. Like that is the most technology I had. Until I did eventually find some redstone, and I found a couple other things, and I was able to make a cobblestone generator, which I thought was the coolest fucking thing I've ever done.
F3 menu back then would show you all the entities nearby. Could easily find caves.
So like you could build like this cobblestone, it just generated cobblestone out of lava and fucking stuff. And this is like just after I found iron, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. So I went over to my friend's house, my best friend's house, and I'm like, look, I started playing Minecraft. Do you want to try it out? And he's like, I thought it was just like some kids thing you said. I'm like, yeah, I was wrong. I'm like, it's really, really cool. And he's like, okay, well, how do we do it? So I had to look it up. I'm like, okay, we can open it to LAN. So I had a laptop for a computer at the time. I brought my laptop over to his house.
F3 is great for technical things. Very useful for me because I'm a nerdy nerd.
I'll explain the F3 thing in a minute. This is a problem for me. However, I went over to his house, brought my laptop, and we started a world on 151.
Rubik the Rookie says, you only use F3 if you're a tryhard.
I wouldn't say that, but so I started this. We did I did a LAN world with him, and then a lot of people would stop over at his house. Like his house is kind of a hub for all of our friends. We would all hang out there. So everybody was coming over, and they'd be seeing us play Minecraft. And like, oh, is that Minecraft? I never played it. That looks pretty cool. And we'd be like, yeah, you want to join us? And then eventually, of course, my laptop is fucking chugging because it's a laptop, And we're trying to figure out, well, how do we make this work? And this is the first time I had ever set up a server. I had tried. Okay, so I started a server. I can't remember with what company it was. It was like $15 a month or something like that. I started a server. I figured out how to FTP my files into the server so that we could have the world we had started. And we started off in the snowy biome. And of course, like the first thing I wanted to do after building my house, I wanted to build a castle. And then me and my friend had built this house that we could live in because we knew nothing. Minecraft was scary. Minecraft was mysterious, right? Minecraft scared the shit out of me. You didn't go out at night. No, oh fuck no. You go out at night, you barely left your house, you did whatever you had to do, and you better get your ass back inside before something kills you, like a fucking creeper. Oh my God, creepers, okay? And so we would hunker down in the house during nighttime, and then during the daytime, we'd go and explore. And we were in this like winter biome that was right next to basically what was an ocean at the time. It wasn't really an ocean. It was more like an inlet. It was really cool. It was like a really big, cool lake. And but the thing is during the daytime, my best friend went out exploring and went to the east. Sorry, went to the east. And I want to say it's like 30 minutes later, he messages me, and he's like, well, because this is like days later, so like I'm at home because we're playing on the server, and he's at his place. He messages me, and he's like, I'm lost. I don't know where the fuck I am.
Architectus says,
I'm like,
at the time,
I
was already into Linux.
Like, how do you...
I remember hosting a server through Hamachi for
How do you
friends.
get lost, right?
I was really proud I figured everything by myself.
How do you get lost? Or how do you get unlost, I should say. Right. And I was trying to figure this out, and we searched for each other for hours. And I'm like, are you still in the snow biome? He's like, I can see the snow biome, but I've searched the snow biome so much I cannot find the house. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm in a jungle. Well, at the time, is a jungle biome. We didn't know what it was called, a jungle biome, but at the time, it was a jungle biome because it had the big jungle trees. And I'm like, okay. Well, what are you gonna do? Well, we spent like, I want to say like an entire day of playing, trying to find each other, and we just couldn't. These biomes are huge, right? This isn't Minecraft like it is now.
That's why my sis and I always have someone at the house with a map.
Right, we didn't know about maps at the time. I don't even know if could you do a map at the, you could probably do a map at the time, but maps were really jank, right? So, my best friend was lost, so I'm like, okay, just build something or whatever. I'm sure we'll find each other eventually. You couldn't have gone that far. And, so I want to say it was about 2 days later, we were starting to get more of our friends interested. They got Minecraft, pirated, of course, right? And you had to do like something specific for the server. You had to remove a check, like an authentication check, so they could join the server. But they started joining the server. Everybody kind of started spreading out and doing their thing. And eventually, I went exploring to the east, and I went over this hill. I literally just went over this stupid hill. And on the other side of the hill, I see a structure. I see, at this point, we had figured out how to get into the nether. And I start seeing a lot of cobblestone and nether brick. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And we were using Ventrilo at the time. Discord didn't exist. We were using Ventrilo. Yeah, I think it was Ventrilo because this is like the year before we got TeamSpeak. And I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't believe, I found this like fucking like huge cobblestone. It's like a cobblestone, like all the ground was replaced with cobblestone.
Yes. Offline mode.
There you go. I had to, so I found this like whole thing, this massive area with cobblestone. And then like, I'm like, yeah, there's like these red bricks. Cause I had never seen nether brick at that point. I'm like, yeah, there's these like really weird, dark red bricks in this house. He's like, that's my house. I'm like, you're fucking shitting me. I'm like, dude, this is like, oh, okay. So he's like, yeah, that's my house. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, hold on, I'm down in my mine shaft. And he comes up in his house. He comes out of it. Sure as shit. He is literally, and I shit you not, 200, like, it was like 200 blocks away. It was barely even that. It was, somehow we both had avoided
Saturn King
going over this hill. Yeah, we both avoided going over this fucking hill. I was just like, okay, so that was okay. Believe it, that was a magical experience for me. For some reason, that affected that made Minecraft for me. I'm like, you can actually go get lost, and you're only a couple hundred blocks away. That's fucking cool. I don't know why that impressed me so much. So at that point, when we found each other and we knew how to get to each other, we both kind of felt ridiculous. But he had like, for some reason, he'd been clearing all of this like area out, this massive area, and replacing everything with cobblestone. I'm like, what are you doing?
Rubik the Rookie says, that's a true experience.
Yeah,
right,
I know. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm building a town. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, can I help? And he's like, yeah. So we built this huge fucking town. I built a bar, which has its own funny story. I built this awesome bar. It has its own funny story. And then I built a skyscraper. And this is when we started getting into bucket servers. So we got eventually we switched to bucket and we started adding mods. So I added like an elevator mod. I added a mod that would give you like it added a zombie horde. Like it wasn't every day, but it was a chance that it could happen every day. And for each player, it would spawn 30 zombies, and you'd have to kill them. But if you killed them, you would get a special prize. Like there was this thing called the Torch of Soul. And I think the Torch of Soul, when you hit somebody with it, it had like knockback 10 or some shit like that, so they'd go flying. There was a bow that actually did that as well. There was a fucking cool diamond, I think it was a diamond sword that was like something of destruction, and it was like it would give you like this crazy stuff, that like these
Clover
crazy weapons and
around
stuff.
Says, hi Tay.
Hey Clover, welcome to the stream. So we had this whole thing, but the part about Minecraft that was so much fun was the discovery of caves, the discovery of a mine shaft. Mine shafts. One thing I dislike about modern Minecraft is you start digging and you're gonna find a cave or a mine shaft almost immediately, and it's annoying. It's like, look, those were special. Those were special. Like when we found a what the hell was I just thinking? A mine shaft. We would get everybody together and explore it, and then come out and we would share like the riches that came from it. You know, when we found a cave, we would explore it with everybody, and that was a very fun experience, right? We didn't know that somewhere in the world, I don't know if it was in there at that point, but we didn't know that somewhere in the world there's like you know, like the library that you can go to and freaking you know, we didn't know about like end portals or anything like that. We had no idea that existed. We barely knew the Nether existed. The Nether was scary as fuck, but the Nether was very different at that point in time too. I don't mind that they changed the Nether up, but it's too much now. There was
always a diamond thief.
So yeah, I mean, I ended up making a castle. I ended up playing with a lot of redstone stuff, and just I built so many memories on here. I remember when Paul Walker died, because Paul Walker died on the same day I finished my tower. So outside of this tower was like a marketplace that we had built, and I had made a like monument to Paul Walker, because at that point in time I loved the Fast and Furious movies, right? And I really liked Paul Walker, and I was really saddened when he died. That was 2013, and you know, so basically this world, you could go thousands of blocks and you would find stuff. It was truly like a huge deal for all of my friend group. And then I don't know whatever happened to that server. But then we started new servers after that, and Minecraft has slowly gotten to the point where it's not that anymore, right? Minecraft has lost the mystery, maybe just for me. But
0852657 Luis says, well, I have to go.
All right, we'll see you later, Luis. So it lost a lot of the mystery and the surprise and everything surrounding it. Like, I don't go into Minecraft thinking, what new thing am I going to discover today anymore? I go into Minecraft going, all right, how am I going to make this experience worth it again? You know, how am I going to make this fun for me again? I can build something, I can go explore some caves, you know, the usual stuff.
Rubik the Rookie says, there's much more stuff, so the little special things are not special anymore.
Yeah, and yeah, I think there's a part of that to it, is there's so much more stuff now, but it's all there for you. You know, the first thing it does, I think is to tell you to go punch a tree.
Saturn King says, no, Minecraft really lost these aspects cause, well, everyone know it, and who play it for the first time use a guide.
Yep.
Clover Clowns Around says, I love
think
her
the outfit's really cute. I love this model. So yeah, I mean, there is those aspects where basically there is no discovery anymore. But the game is designed...
Somehow Ian returned. After doing something dumb and cursing a lot.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, the game holds your hand a lot now. Right? Now, I wouldn't have complained if there was something at the beginning of Minecraft back in those days that says, punch a tree. That wouldn't have bothered me. At least it would have got me going. Right? Once you do that, you can figure out how to do a lot of the other stuff, right? But yeah, the sense of discovery is just not there anymore. And this is, okay, now I will talk about the F3 menu. When we discovered the F3 menu, it wrecked Minecraft for us. Because now you don't have to navigate on your own. Right? There's things in game to navigate with. There's the compass, there's the maps. You know, even though they were pretty jank at the time, but also just coming up with your own navigation, things like nerd poles or signs or whatever, because we would do signs that would point their way to
practically spoon feed players.
Things. Right. And I understand the need for a coordinate system because, I mean, if you're running a server, that's really important. I'm not saying that shouldn't be there. What I'm saying is that the casual F3 menu that just tells you where you're at all times really negates the feel that you're in this world. It's like GPS when you shouldn't have GPS. It's like, I don't get it, you know? But we started using it because at the time we thought it was really neat. It's like, oh, cool, we don't have to put up signs. We don't have to nerd pole anymore. But, you know, at a certain point, I realized, wait, no, this kind of sucks. This kind of sucks. Like, no more, if you know about the F3 menu, you can't get lost anymore, assuming you know the coordinates of where you need to go, right? So there's no possible way my best friend, if we knew about the F3 menu, could have gotten lost.
Architectus says, the F3 menu in Java Edition turned so much of a normal thing for players that Microsoft implemented coordinates in Bedrock Edition.
Yeah, and it's just really sad. And maybe nobody else really thinks about that, or cares about that. But for some reason, I don't like it because that was my core experience. That is why I fell in love with Minecraft. The whole story about how my best friend got lost, that literally couldn't have happened if we knew about the F3 menu. It was just, it was sad. It was really sad. And every time I go back and play Minecraft now, as much as I want to play Minecraft, the magic's gone. So I'll play it for a little bit and then I'll get really fucking bored because it's like, okay, what can I do? I can go get diamonds. I think, you know, that's okay. They've added some cool, interesting things. They added more things to see in Minecraft, right? I think the ocean update was pretty cool. I did like the ocean update. I'm not very fond of the Nether update, mainly because I don't like its design anymore. I don't mind the added stuff. What I don't like is I don't like the biomes. What are they called? The basalt biomes and stuff like that. It's like, I don't mind the Nether being more dangerous, but I'm sick and tired of how long it takes me to travel through the Nether, essentially. I'm like, I really dislike the broken up nature of how the Nether works, because it wasn't like that before. Like before, you still had to be very careful.
Architectus says, I was super excited about the caves update, but it turned out to be the worst one for me.
Yeah, caves were very anticlimactic. I think the first update was cool.
Complicated the game to a whole new level.
Yeah. Like, I like the first update was really neat. And then the second update just wasn't great. I do like the what do they call it now? The what is it called? The Underdark or whatever it is. The Warden and stuff. But honestly, it feels pointless. It doesn't feel very rewarding to go anywhere near that.
Aki says,
other than just for some scares. Other than just for some scares down in the by the Warden and stuff like that.
Aki says, they released it in 2 parts and part 1 might as well not existed.
No, I think part 1 was pretty okay. I didn't mind the new structuring of the caves and stuff like that. I think part 2 is what really pissed me off, because it changed like how things felt. But yeah, even part 1 was kind of like a change.
Copper and new crystal.
Yeah. So this is the problem.
New resources.
This is the problem that Minecraft has now. There's not new functionality, there's just new parts. It's like, oh, here's some copper and it changes. Who cares? I don't give a shit about corroding copper. Says,
cave update made it so hard to find actual caves.
Really? Oh. I just thought it was the other way around. I thought it got too easy to find caves.
Saturn King says, copper is Uzel's TBH like the amethyst.
Copper and amethyst are both, I don't bother with either one of them. When I see them, I just hate to see them because specifically with copper, because I don't know quite how it works, but I have a sneaking suspicion that copper could probably spawn in a spot that like you would have a more useful resource, which already happened in the game, because nothing pissed you off more than fucking like a vein of iron that intercedes a vein of diamond or some shit like that. That always sucked.
Says,
Redstone.
Decorative blocks.
It's like, and I don't mind decorative blocks. Decorative blocks are cool, but I want functionality. Like, if you're going to add shit to Minecraft, add shit to Minecraft. Or like the stupid mob, the mob vote things.
Architectus says,
if you're going to design,
useful in the latest update.
If you're going to design
you can build
3
a lot
mobs,
of new decorative blocks,
and then have people vote on them, and then so you only get one of the mobs, and then they just throw the other 2 away. Like, what the fuck?
Rubik the Rookie says, they always do this thing where they add a new thing, and don't give it actual use. Like how Loppies did nothing during years.
It's kind of crazy because
Architectus
there
says,
are no
the mob vote is
meaningful
stupid.
new mechanics that you're going to use on a regular basis. You know what we wanted back in 2013? Because we had this like huge lake. And I built a really fucking cool sailing ship. An awesome looking sailing ship. And we built a harbor and everything. I'm like, what we tried to do is we tried to find a mod that would allow you to actually have
could very well implement every
a
single
floating large ship. And there were mods that would do it, but they're really jank. Same thing with flying ships. They were really jank, and I think they still are. They do it by like moving blocks around and updating blocks, and it's really weird. But I was like,
Clover
what would be
Clowns Around
fucking
says,
cool?
Yes. Boat.
Would be like you had, especially when the oceans were massive before they started fixing that stuff. What if you had a sailing ship? I would love to have a fucking sailing ship, or the ability to have an airship or something like that. Give us something that's like that. Now, is it feasible with Minecraft? I don't know. I know people have done, like I said, there's mods that do it, and they're not great, but I don't think that means that it's impossible. They already have like physics in terms of a boat. They have the actual like little single person boats, right?
Saturn King says, yes, that's why Minecraft
Yeah.
is better with mods.
Yeah, and you know, Minecraft used to be easy to mod, but like when Microsoft was first thinking about buying Mojang goes to Bucket,
Architectus says, we could have Copper Golem.
Bucket
but no,
was incredibly
the community
popular
wanted
at the
fair.
time. Bucket had so many fucking mods, great mods, RP mods. They had current like
Rubik the Rookie says,
economy
the
mods,
mode vote is like,
in
here's
crazy
3 things
mods.
that do nothing of importance, but we can only add 1. So you better chose right.
Yeah. Just add like all 3. Why don't you just give us stuff? But they don't care. They just want to make money now. It's like they want to exploit the community. They don't want to develop anything. So, yeah, I just, you know, when they shut down the Bucket community, it was devastating. Like most of the modders, they just left. They're just like, nah, I'm done. Don't care anymore. There's like no reason to do so. They didn't have to, and it was Mojang. It wasn't. If I remember correctly, maybe it was Microsoft. It's very kind of a blurry thing, but yeah. As far as Bucket went, Bucket died that day, and now it's back as part of paper Minecraft. Or it might be used as a base for like several different things, but it's not Bucket. It's just the name Bucket. I don't know what it is, but it's not Bucket. And you might be like, well, what's the big deal? Well, Bucket was really easy because Bucket had a folder in it that was just mods. And then you know what you do? You take your zip file and go and just put it in the Bucket, or just put it in the mod folder. And then there you go. And then, you know, you have configuration files so you can configure the mods the way you wanted. But yeah, it was just so easy to mod things with, especially if you had a remote server for Minecraft. And that always pissed me the hell off. I was like, it was just unnecessary. The community had developed so many cool things for Minecraft. Stuff that still isn't in normal Minecraft that should be. Like, I do not know how World Guard and World Edit aren't just part of vanilla Minecraft now. I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't know why they don't have their own implementation for that for servers. It's so dumb.
Saturn King says, oh, did you hear Minecraft Bedrock can't be modded anymore?
That's they've been trying to do that for the longest time. I'm pretty sure that's just why Bedrock exists. Was so that they could exercise more control over it, because the Java version of Minecraft, people can do too much with it. So Bedrock gets its own thing, but Bedrock Minecraft isn't Minecraft. It's
Clover
something different.
Clowns Around says, Torches glowing in INV would be nice.
Bedrock is more of a Minecraft block game that has a Minecraft skin on it. Because the moment you tried to play Bedrock, you know damn well that it's not the same game. It does not feel like the same game. Everything works differently than you expect it to do if you played the Java version. It's not Minecraft. They call it Minecraft. They would like you to think of it as Minecraft, but it's not Minecraft.
Rubik the Rookie says, as if you needed more reasons to not play Bedrock.
Yep. Bedrock was kind of moddable, but they didn't like it. Microsoft has been doing their fucking damnedest to try to kill modding on Bedrock, and Microsoft has done a lot of things to harm the Minecraft community.
Bedrock is a microtransaction mess that shouldn't exist.
That's why they don't want you to have mods.
Saturn
by the way,
King says, at Architectus Mojang failed with Bedrock TBH.
I don't know. I think like a lot of people still play it because you can't get like the Java version of Minecraft for consoles, right? So you can't play it on your Xbox, and there's no, as far as I know, there's no like real way to do there's no way to do crossplay at all because they're two totally different things. So basically, if your friends are all playing, Bedrock Minecraft on Xbox, then you're kind of locked into that ecosystem if you want to play with them. And the funny thing is Java Minecraft really isn't going anywhere. The one thing I'm waiting for them to remove, guys, is the ability to go back and get whatever installation of Minecraft you want with Java. Like, oh, I don't like all this new crap. I'm going to go back to like 1.7 or something like that. Like, I don't know if they'll ever do it, but it feels like something they would do.
What's the point in playing Bedrock? It's literally a more controlled version of Minecraft, a game that shouldn't be controlled.
Yeah, it's controlled and janky, right? Half the fun of Minecraft was freedom to do the things you wanted to do and just do whatever, right? Minecraft was all about freedom, and Microsoft was like, okay, we're going to buy a game that's basically about freedom to do whatever you want and then just take all the freedom away. You will play how we want you to play.
Says, I play on 1.19.2. I like the mods for it. Architectus says, Minecraft Bedrock is so much more optimized than Java. It could have been the main version, but Microsoft is fucking stupid.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Minecraft, or Bedrock Minecraft, is way more optimized because it has to be. Because of the devices that it works on, right? It has to work on cell phones, it has to work on tablets, it has to work on consoles and PC. It has to work on potatoes. And Java Minecraft, they just don't give a shit about. Right? The only thing they do at Java Minecraft is just, update vulnerabilities. You get some new mob shit once in a while. Although the funny thing is from what I understand, is Bedrock is usually behind Java Minecraft, so I don't really get how that works. But to be honest, whatever, they don't have to optimize Java Minecraft if they don't want. We always have Optifine. We always have there's 2 or 3 different optimization mods for Minecraft that you can get that all work very well, right? Oh, the cool thing is too, I don't know if Bedrock does
Saturn
this.
King says, so it's like this Java equals less updated but more freedom, Bedrock equals more update but less freedom?
Here's the thing about Bedrock.
Says, there's still a little parity between Bedrock and Java.
The parity is really bad. The thing I will say about Bedrock is, as far as I know, the Java version of Minecraft just cannot exist on there isn't Java for your phone, as far as I know. There isn't Java for your tablet. Java doesn't really work on consoles and stuff like that. So Bedrock does bring Minecraft to people who might otherwise not be able to play Minecraft. So I'm not saying Bedrock is useless. I'm just saying that Bedrock, they made Bedrock and then they chose Bedrock to be the thing that they wanted to focus on in terms of them making money, which means that it feels like Java Minecraft gets less attention sometimes, but then sometimes it's weird because it seems like Bedrock gets borked and then Java Minecraft gets something really neat. So maybe I'm hemming and hawing about nothing, right? But I just feel like it's counterproductive to have
Saturn
two
King
versions
says,
of Minecraft.
Minecraft from phone kinda suck tbh, I could feel
It's
like
not,
wrong.
It's not. I don't think it sucks. I don't think it's the fact that it sucks on a phone. I think it's the fact that it's on a phone. I think that gaming on touchscreen devices sucks unless it's designed for touchscreen devices, like so things like Bejeweled or things that are made for mobile devices, right? Minecraft actually, I think, is pretty fucking solid on touchscreen devices, given the fact that it wasn't designed for it. But it still feels like you're playing a fucking game on a touchscreen device that has no tactile feedback, right? Now, if you have a Bluetooth controller that you can connect to your tablet or your phone, it feels a lot better to play Minecraft. But that's not the Minecraft experience, because the Minecraft experience is usually mouse and keyboard, which you can now get for phone and tablet. So technically, I mean, you know, it's kind of a weird give and take. But yeah, it does feel, when I tried Minecraft on phone, it does kind of feel just jank. You know, because you have to get used to some concepts. Jumping is a lot harder, right? When you're playing Minecraft, I'm jumping all over the damn place usually. I'm doing weird shit. But jumping in Minecraft on a phone or a tablet is automatic. So once you come up against something
Rubik
that you
the
can
Rookie
jump up
says,
to, it will do it
fair,
automatically.
I think there's no PC game that feels good on phone. Architect
Yeah, no,
says,
not really.
Bedrock has ray tracing natively implemented. I wish I could have that natively on Java because shaders are so resource hungry.
Yeah, it's weird. I was wondering about that. I didn't think Bedrock had anything shader wise. I didn't think anything could do shaders on what Bedrock is meant for. But if there is ray tracing natively implemented in Bedrock, I mean, that's cool. However, with something like that, unless I'm wrong, that's something that Microsoft implemented and you just stuck with, right? With the shaders on Minecraft that we get on Java, we can pick and choose which ones we want, right? Like if you like BSL shaders, if you like shaders that are way
Forge
less
Norman
intensive.
Says, why Mojang doesn't add that to Java, I have no idea. Clap_O says, you cannot diss MC on phone cause you gotta understand that a lot more people have phones compared to pieces. The reason I know English is partially due to MC Pocket Edition.
So Clap,
Forge Norman says, why Mojang doesn't add that to Java, I have no idea.
Clap, have you actually been paying attention to the...
Clap_O says,
Why
you
is it
cannot
doing-
diss MC on phone cause you gotta understand that a lot more people have phones compared.
Okay. Clap, I don't think you were paying attention to the full conversation because I literally just praised Bedrock for that. I'm not dissing Bedrock for that reason. I'm dissing Bedrock for other reasons, but I'm not dissing Bedrock for that reason. This isn't a PC master race thing. I want a lot of people to play
Clap_O says,
Minecraft.
Yes, but the thing is,
I want a lot of people to play Minecraft. So the problem with Bedrock is it's not really that good, right? It kind of sucked the spirit out of Minecraft, and it didn't have to. Minecraft could be good. Minecraft could have parity with the Java version of Minecraft on a phone or on a tablet. But what we were just saying is that it just doesn't feel good to play on a phone, right? Because it wasn't intended to play on a phone. It wasn't designed from the ground up with that idea in mind. But I just praise them for saying that, given what they did and the fact that it is fairly playable on a phone, is actually a good thing. Like I think that's a very good thing. As a matter of fact, when it comes to playing games on a phone, it's been kind of surprising how good stuff has gotten lately. Genshin plays on phones and tablets pretty well if you're okay with the touchscreen. I hate the way the touchscreen feels. Like it doesn't feel like it feels weird, especially when you're playing a game like that. But the game runs and it functions very well, given the fact that it's a full-fledged PC game like Genshin. There's the also like iPhone 15s can play.
Says, NGL to you, I've been listening for like 20 minutes and how I missed that bit.
Yeah, we literally just talked about that. I literally just gave Bedrock a lot of praise for the fact that it was able to adapt Minecraft to touchscreen devices. Even though I don't like the way it feels, like I completely understand the fact that I'm actually happy that it does bring Minecraft to people who wouldn't otherwise get to play it.
_O says, yeah, phones aren't primarily made for games, but it say some games pull it off.
Some games that are well thought out, yes.
Architectus says, for the last time, I don't have games in my phone.
Another
Rubik the
one.
Rookie says, someone who can play Genshin on mobile has more skill than I ever will have in my life.
You know, here's the thing about Genshin on mobile. I think that it's awesome if you had a controller. If you, again, anything on a tablet or a phone, if you have a Bluetooth controller, you're golden, right? Or if you have a small keyboard and mouse for your tablet, those exist. It's the touchscreen aspect of trying to game with a game like that, one that's not designed for touch screens initially. Another game I really thought was amazing for phone, way better than I thought it was going to be, was Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire on phone is great. There's sometimes at night I will just start up Slay the Spire and just crank out a couple games.
Architectus says, I tried to play Genshin on a phone, but it doesn't support controllers on Android. Just iPhone.
I do have an iPhone, so I guess that might make a difference.
I've gotten Slay the Spire on my phone recently, and as someone with over 300 hours in it. Clap _O says, Lamau okay.
It's fun, isn't it? I like the idea that Slay the Spire's like that is the perfect game where you could literally just play a couple. You could play a couple levels or whatever,
Saturn
and then do
King
whatever else
I
you're
wish
gonna
I
do.
could play Slay the Spire on phone, man.
Well, you can. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of phone you got, right? I know not everybody has a phone that's able, and not everything works on every phone. But, and I don't know about Android. I don't know how Android works with it. I know for like my iPhone.
Clap _O
I hate
says,
admitting I have
you
an
literally
iPhone.
said my point as I was typing it out, lol.
Um,
Saturn King says, it costs that the thing.
Oh, so it's like the fact you have to pay for it. How much was it? I didn't think it was that much. I mean, now depending on the person, it might be like, it might just be more money than you have at the moment, and that's
Rubik the
I
Rookie
understand
says,
that.
nah bro, my phone's so trash it barely runs Duolingo.
Oh my gosh, I had this. Oh god, I had this like I had a smartphone, but it was a slide phone. So you'd slide it up, and it would have buttons on it. But it also was a touchscreen smartphone. It was like really early on, and that thing was a piece of shit. That thing it could barely run its own operating system. It could barely run its old operating system. But like...
Says, Samsung Galaxy Duo 2 flashbacks.
Samsung Duo 2 flashbacks.
Hi. I'm
Yeah, like,
I'm back.
I have been lucky
was
enough.
being
I have
invaded
been
by the
lucky enough
cats.
for the past
Architectus says,
6-7 years to own phones
Lamau.
that are actually halfway decent. This is the thing about phones. Now, what I like about phones, though, what I like about phone technology is that nowadays, even like your more budget friendly and affordable phones are still pretty fucking strong, right? Like the I think like the Samsung A series. I have a Samsung S tablet. And then I lost that.
Says, oh, this sliding
I
smartphone,
lost
I had
the
similar
tablet.
one called Nokia
I had no idea where it
SMTH.
went. It got the tablet got lost for a while. So I got a Samsung an A9, I think it's called, or something like that. A 9. It's something to that effect. And it's the more budget friendly version, right? Because what I need a tablet for is just to run my stream. So I got the tablet, and I was really surprised at how fucking good it was, right? Because I think a lot of times people would buy these tablets like a few years ago, and I totally understand why. But people would buy these tablets that were like $100 or $200, like you know, like the Fire tablet and stuff. And those are amazing.
Says, how much was it?
Those were amazing for things like watching movies or consuming media, or maybe playing some like minor games on them, but they're just not that powerful, and they can't do like the things you would expect. Plus they don't run off Android, so that was always a bitch. the sliding smartphone, I had one called Nokia something something. How much was it? The tablet? This tablet was $600 retail, but because we got it through our like phone family discount thing, it ended up being $400.
The thing with the smartphone industry is that you constantly have to improve, which means that flagship phones from 3 to 5 years ago also keep getting better, so you lose the need for new phones.
It is funny how that works. Yes.
OMG.
It is funny how that works. Now, mind you, yeah, I mean, when you talk about tablets and stuff like that, like when you think about money like that, that is a lot of money for me too. I'm not saying I'm just like have that money to spend. It was actually kind of.
Kitsune says, back in the sorry I took so long.
No, you're fine. Welcome back to the stream. I don't have a lot of money or anything like that. It was actually very devastating when I lost my tablet, because most of the stuff I get ends up being on credit or via payments, right? So like the tablet, I think it's a 6S. It's a Samsung something. It's a Samsung something. It was in 2000 or 2001 I bought this tablet, and I got it through my phone plan. It was like $10 a month. Okay. Or maybe it was like $20. It was something. It was very heavily discounted and stuff like that. So I got this tablet, and I just use it for stuff like this. And then when this tablet got lost,
I usually change phones every 5 to 6 years, and I always buy the best one money can buy. iPhone was an exception for that rule because I despise the experience. Rubik the Rookie says, ah yes, the Samsung something.
It's the Tab 6. It's the Tab 6, whatever like the flagship tablet was at the time. Because I wanted a big tablet. I didn't want one that was like super small because I had my phone. So I wanted one that actually was kind of beefy.
I made sure I could be a tuber without the perfect iPhone tracking just so I could go back to Android.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like,
I had an iPhone once.
I have had.
Only once.
I had my iPhone 13. I had my iPhone 13, and I despised the experience for a long time, and I still kind of do for a lot of the stuff.
My computer crashed. Back now. What did I miss?
We're just talking about technology and the price of it. So I still have my iPhone. I have a new iPhone now that I had to get because
the iPhone UI made me want to die at the phone store.
Getting my iPhone, my new iPhone. I got an iPhone 15 Pro Max. I think that's what it's called. And the reason I got this iPhone was the fact that my iPhone 12, which I did come to really like. I like the iPhone for what it can do.
Ruby
its UI is shit.
iPhone? No, I'm Ruby.
The UI for iPhone is shit, always has been, and I don't like it. I also don't like being locked into Apple's App Store. It's dumb. And it does lock you out from doing a lot of things. However, what it does do for me, and the reason I have it. Okay, so the reason I bought my first iPhone, my iPhone 12, wasn't because I was going to become a VTuber. I became a VTuber 3 months later. I had no idea it was even going to happen at that point. I wasn't planning for it. It just happened to fall on my lap, and I became a VTuber.
Saturn King says, I don't remember the last time I had an iPhone, but I remember that one almost exploded.
So my iPhone, it was right in the middle of COVID.
Valhazak, Kitsune, says, oh, new people here. Aki says, it's destiny.
And so I went to get this phone.
Says, all you Samsung nerds.
I was going to get
the pains of Obama phone. I would be happy to have a last gen iPhone.
I'm trying to remember what it was. What was out at the time? It might have been like the S21. No, I don't know. It was. I had an S9 Plus. I've had a lot of devices. Okay, I had like an S9 Plus at the time. It was on the fritz. The speakers weren't working very well anymore. It wasn't getting good connection. The battery was wearing out. Blah 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 blah. Same shit that always happens with phones. But it was during the middle of COVID. I went with my mother. My mother also needed a new phone because she had the same phone. She had the same phone as me. Hers was not able to make calls. It was struggling to make calls.
Architectus says.
So what we did is we went to Verizon,
how much I despise
which is the
Apple
company
and
we go through.
over the MacBooks.
And
my work laptop is
we
a
got
selfish mess.
we're both getting phones, and we're like, look, we kind of knew COVID was going to be a bitch. And what I told my mom at the time, it's like, I might as well just replace my phone, because if something goes wrong with it, in the next year or so, it's going to be really hard to get a new one, simply because everything at that time was shit, right? Everybody was buying everything. You couldn't get video cards, you couldn't get phones, you couldn't get shit. So we went there, and I was going to get the newest Samsung phone.
Clover Clowns Around says, chat text to speech.
It's distracting me.
Tay?
It's distracting me. Don't worry about it. It's just distracting me. So we at Verizon, we got there, and my mom went first. She's like, "Oh, I want the newest Samsung or whatever." She really likes Samsung. So the guy's like, "All right." He starts getting her set up, and then he comes over to me, and he's like, "Okay, so what phone were you looking at?" I'm like, "I'm looking at basically the same phone she is." He's like, "That's my last one." And I'm like, okay, well, what Samsung one do you have? Maybe I just don't get the Plus version, right? I get one that's slightly smaller. They're out. He's like, I have a couple like LGs. I don't think they had brought the new model out of LG yet, and I really don't like LG phones. So I'm just like, nah. He's like, look, if you want something really nice, if you're looking, something that quality, like a flagship phone, we do have an iPhone. We have one iPhone left. And I'm like, you know what?
Forge Norman
My girlfriend
says,
has an
I'm
iPhone.
gonna head out, but I'm glad I stopped by. Thank you, chat, and thank you, Taylani, for being so cute.
Thank you for dropping in. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you were here. So I'm like, okay, an iPhone. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. My girlfriend has one. She can teach me how to use it. And so I was like, all right, go for it. He's like, yeah, we have one left. And it was this really pretty blue color. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going through this whole thing. I get the phone. And then I put it in my hands. And it's a different experience. I sound like one of those fucking people who love Apple, right? But it kind of does. It has this like different experience to it. I'm so used to Samsungs that have like rounded corners and everything's rounded, and you get like the edge. When they used to have the edge thing, and it just and the Samsung phone. There's nothing wrong with it. It was always very comfortable. But then I held this iPhone in my hand, and it was like, it's heavy. That was like my first thing that I got. And I love heavy phones. I know a lot of people don't like heavy phones. I love heavy phones. I fucking adore heavy phones. I don't know why. They just feel solid when they're in my hand. And then the corners are like corners. They're not rounded. Well, the ones around the iPhone are rounded, but the actual like the bezels are 90-degree angles. Not like super sharp. They are slightly rounded. Obviously, you don't want to cut yourself or fucking make it hurt. But it felt so different. And then the fact like the back of it is glass.
Architectus says, buy a Fold 6 when it comes out. Lamau
I'm never going to buy a folding phone.
says, see you Forge07.
See you later. So yeah, I held the phone. I'm like, okay, I kind of like that. I'm making such a big deal out of it, but it really wasn't a big deal. I just remember that feeling of holding the phone. And then, over time I got used to the UI and stuff like that. And, things ran well on it and I didn't have problems with it. I've never had a case for either of my iPhones. And you guys are probably going, what? You never had a case for either one of your iPhones? Nope, never. I dropped my iPhone 12 on concrete a few times. It did get some scratches and nicks.
Architectus says,
but it never broke.
Why? Folding phones are turbo fun.
I have my reasons. So like, I dropped this phone like several times on concrete, on carpet.
Saturn
I dropped
King
it.
says, you got lucky, Tell.
I did. I'm not saying that the iPhones don't break. What I'm saying is that my experience with that one was particularly good. I dropped it in a toilet once. That wasn't fun, but it never broke. Like, I never had an issue with it, which I got fucking super lucky. Look, I don't know if you guys know who he is. You probably do. But I've been watching Louis Rossmann, okay, for years. And seen all of the struggles of Apple devices, okay? I get it. I totally understand. But for me, the experience was really good. And so when my iPhone did eventually start dying and I went to go get my new iPhone, which is just late last year, the idea was to go and get it fixed, send it in, get it fixed, or have it, I don't know, replaced, but like whatever they have to do. But I was presented with a choice. He's like, okay, you can pay like $100. We will send the phone in. You will get it back in about a week.
Rubik the Rookie says, you got the best iPhone RNG.
I did get a lot of really good iPhone luck, yes. So he's like, we can send it in. You can have it repaired, or they will likely wipe it and then just replace the parts. So you just basically get a wiped phone back. They always wipe your phone, I guess, which is whatever. So he's like, you do that. Okay, that's $100. He's like, or, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Here's the sales pitch. He's like, or you can give us $60 today and walk away with the newest iPhone. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, okay, so your phone, even though it has this particular problem, with a trade-in is worth like $800. Okay? $800, right? This is a $1,200 phone 2 years ago. Worth $800 as a trade-in. He's like, we will trade this in. We will apply it to the new phone. The new phone was the same price as my old phone. It was $1,200. He's like, so you will get, you have to pay $60 for activation of the new phone today, because that's all the fees and stuff added up to $60. And then he's like, you'll have like $400 left on the phone, which will be paid out over the course of like a small period of time or whatever. And he's like, but you can leave today with a phone and you don't have to wait a week, and you are paying less money out of pocket today. And I'm like, okay. And I thought about that for a second. And mind you, this was the initial thing. There was also another rebate they added in. So essentially, I didn't end up paying anything for the phone other than the initial $60 because of this other rebate they had. Which is actually what kind of tipped me over, because I'm like, okay, $10 or 10 or $15 an extra a month or whatever. That's what I'd pay for, like, if I got a new phone anyways or whatever. iPhones are usually $40 a month if you're doing it financing wise. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, all right, I just need a phone. I rely on this phone for VTubing. I'm like, I just need the phone. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to wait a week. So I did it. And believe it or not, I don't like it.
Brindle_fan
Welcome
says,
back.
I'm back, smile.
I don't like it. Okay, wait. I'm wrong. Because it's fine now. Something like the first, I don't know if you guys remember, but like the first few months of me owning this phone, the tracking would just freeze randomly, and I never figured out why. But now it doesn't. So I'm guessing some update happened, and now it just doesn't do that. Thank God, right? So yeah, that's how I ended up with iPhones. Now, I love how it tracks things. I love how it tracks my model. Okay, you can use other things to track. You can use other things to do facial tracking and stuff like that, and it's not bad. I wouldn't call anything bad, right? I really like iFacial mocap. I like what it does, and it has word facial in it, so it kind of reminds me of that. But at any rate, the thing with the iPhone is
I'm scared of updating my phone cause what if I lose something?
That's always a scary thing. For me, thankfully, I do pretty okay at backing things up.
Clover Clowns Around says, Lamau, facial.
Yeah, facial. But it was funny because before I had an iPhone, I've interacted with a lot of VTubers even before my VTubing career. Even before that, I would always ask, because a lot of VTubers, I used to watch Vebe a lot, like a long time ago, when she was just her regular model with a pink the pink jacket or whatever, playing Genshin, like right after Genshin came out. I used to go hang out with Bebe because she wasn't really big at that time, and she was really snarky and she made me laugh. But when the iPhone, I honestly think it was when the iPhone 12 came out. When the iPhone 12 came out, she was like, they had like a big conference about, or they had like a big thing about it on YouTube that they released or something. She was watching it, and she's like, "This is like really important for, you know, the stuff I do, the industry." And I had no idea what how VTubing worked at the time. And I'm like, "Wait, why do you need an iPhone? Why don't you just get like an Android or something like that?" And she's like, "Well, iPhone has things that, it basically has better tracking software." I didn't understand it at the time. Because of the way she explained it, but she was very, very convinced that having an iPhone was like critical for being a VTuber, and I don't think it is anymore. Maybe at that point it was, because at that point in time, tracking on anything was awful, and even on iPhone it was kind of lackluster. But you could do it on other things, but like it was very, very not good. And nowadays you have a lot of different options. But yeah, so like I just remember that happening because I'm always a person who tries to direct people away from Apple devices, especially because it feels like a lot of people do get them, and I don't think this has really changed, but a lot of people get them as a status symbol. It's like, it's just a phone. Okay, it's not just a phone, right? It's a lot of things, but it's like, maybe it triggers my ODD. It might trigger my ODD. It's like, you're just getting it because it's a status symbol, not because you actually give a shit about the brand. Get out of here. People who white knight for freaking Apple have always drove me insane. But I will say I haven't had a bad experience with it. My personal experience with it, I can't trash Apple for that. I can trash Apple for everything else. I can't trash them for my personal experience because my personal experience has been solid. They're not exactly what I was expecting when I went into it. But I still have my Android devices, right? There's things I can't do with iPhone. I can't use Sammy on Apple. Sammy's what I use to control my OBS. If it ever came down to it, I can't use my iPad for that. I can't use my iPhone for that. I have to have an Android for that. There's also a lot of software. I have a lot of, like, I've been part of the Android ecosystem for a long time, right? I have things like Knights and Pen and Paper from back in the day.
Oh,
I have like so many things that I bought that I would just lose out on.
I have something to tell you.
What do you have to tell me, Archie? But to be fair, I don't use mobile devices a lot. I'm always on my PC. So, I don't know. It's kind of a give or take thing. But honestly, in terms of like devices and their costs and stuff like that, a lot of that crap is like, I'm not going to be the person to go out and buy a $1,200 device without some sort of incentive to.
Deck Hopper. Download it for your tablet.
I have it. I've been using it for months.
Architectus says it's the new app for Sammy.
I've been using Deck Hopper for months. I bought it. You have to buy it because Christina made it. Yeah, I bought Deck Hopper. Deck Hopper is what I use to control my Sammy, which controls my OBS.
Says, oh.
Yep, I bought it already. But it's weird. VTubing has a lot of technology surrounding it. VTubing has so much. I don't think it takes a lot to start, but once you do, like, you want to do things, like, you want to get the other things that go with it. Sammy is how do I explain Sammy? Sammy is like a multi-function programming like interface that can interface with OBS and all sorts of other stuff to do things. Like instead of having like a lot of people use things like sound alerts to make sounds or to do, or they use trigger fire to do certain things. For example, Sammy completely controls, like, you know, being able to use stuff like this. It controls my scenes. I can use it to control my scenes. I can use it to control other things that are outside. Oh my God, this scene is weird right now. I can use it to control things, and it's really, really strong, powerful software. Like, you can do so many things in terms of like programming it to do things like automated automated stuff. So like when on my Twitch channel, when somebody like a VIP comes in, it can do like an automated thing for them.
Kitsune says, today at 5 o'clock
I
I'm
want to
leaving
go to
the
a
cabin
cabin.
with my family. Earl Indy won't be here until Monday event.
I want to go camping. I want to go to a cabin. That sounds like fun. At least I got a convention to go to in a few weeks. So I'm pretty excited for that. But yeah, so Sammy does all of that kind of stuff.
Ian says, time for me to go. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Before I go, just want to say I volunteered to help at my local Pride.
Good.
Brindle
I'm glad.
fan
I hope you have a
says,
really good time.
Cool.
That sounds awesome.
Architectus says, Sammy is amazing. If I have a friend that happens to stream, I will teach them Sammy.
Yeah. It's
Clover
got a bit of a
Clowns
learning
Around
curve
says,
if you're not a programmer. I think if you're a programmer, it's probably a little bit better.
In like 4 days ride.
4 days ride, holy shit. Yeah, the con that we're going to is about an hour away. But it's fun. It's the only con I've ever really been to. And I didn't think I'd like it because as a person who has anxiety
Saturn
around
King
a lot of
says,
people,
Sammy, it's a cute name in GL.
Sammy is a really cute name. Sammy's really neat. Sammy's really cool. I have a picture. I have a picture of one of my models in the background and stuff like that. It's pretty customizable.
Ian says,
See you
bye.
later, Ian. Thank you for
Until
coming to the
next
stream. I
time.
appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful time.
Clover Clowns Around says,
No, I'm
are
not
you
gonna-
going as a presenter or a typical
Well,
condoler?
I've thought about being a presenter a few times, but I tried to figure out how to make that work, or if anybody would even give a shit. Because usually when you're talking about people who, host or present at a con, like, unless they're hard up for people, they're usually only going to take people who can draw an audience. Generally. But maybe
Clover
I'm wrong.
Clowns Around says,
That'd be cool.
go if I had advanced notice.
It's not a big deal. I wouldn't usually tell anybody like I know online about it anyways, just simply because I'm super, like, I care a lot about my identity, mainly because I have 2 children to worry about, and, their safety is my top priority. So when it comes to things like that, it would be cool to do like a meetup, but I also have anxiety about meeting people from the internet and stuff too. Like, I just have anxiety about people in general. I'm far more comfortable doing things over the internet with people. Yes, Archie. Archie was like, "Oh my God, I want to come to. I want to come
in
to."
GL, I've always had fear of going
my
to cons
state.
just cause I really can't deal with too much people.
So what I figured out, my first time going to a con, because I have a lot of anxiety about being around a lot of people. It's a different. I don't feel anxiety around them. I feel like at home, or at a convention. I genuinely feel, because everybody is there and they're doing their thing and just having a good time. Nobody's judging you. Nobody's gonna try to hurt you or are gonna shit all over you or anything like that.
Fellow nerds.
They're fellow nerds. And I felt so comfortable. I felt so happy being around all of these people.
Aki says
that I
he
knew
went
were
from
a
being
lot.
anxious to being around to people to wanting to be surrounded by boys.
I mean, that is a thing. But yeah, when I went to the con, I remember coming back from that experience and talking about it and being like, it's like it's like you get there and you're around these people and it never crosses your mind that you're around a bunch of people. It crossed my mind that I was around my people. As dumb as that sounds, like my people, like the fellow nerds, the fellow anime fans, and people who love the stuff just like I do. And it takes nothing. It's so weird because someone might come up and strike up a conversation with you and it doesn't feel weird or awkward. They'll just talk about something. Or I've taken so many pictures of people, or people taking pictures of me, or whatever the case might be. And they'll just be like, hey, can I have a picture of you? I really like your costume, or something like that. And that's a little awkward at first, but once you get used to it, it's like, oh, people like it when you want to take pictures of them. Mostly, and not everybody, but like mostly people like it when you want to take pictures of them because they work hard on their outfits and they like the idea that someone's going to have this thing to remember their outfit by, I just see so many cool things. There was one time, there's things that have happened to me at conventions that always reinforce how safe I feel at a convention, because there's times where people have bent over backwards to help me and they didn't have to. There are literal people there. They're not part of the. They're not part of like the convention itself. Like they're not part of the staff. They're quote unquote like convention parents. Essentially, they're usually there to chaperone other people who are there to help them out, because people at conventions can be really silly. They'll get really excited about all this cool
Saturn
stuff.
King says, convention are kind of scary. Some people like to touch cosplayer without
Those
consent.
people usually don't last long at a convention and are kicked out very quickly. The thing is there's like these con parents or con moms, or not so many guys who do it, but mainly con moms, who will take like a group of people to a convention, and they basically make it their job to make sure everybody's got water, they're eating, they're doing everything they need to do.
Clover Clowns Around says,
to make
BRB
sure
nuts.
that they're not being silly, to make sure that they're staying healthy at a convention, because people will forget to eat and drink and will pass out because there's so much stuff to do. It's kind of crazy. But so there's people around that are just dedicated, and they're not just going to help the people they're there with. They'll help anybody they see that needs help. There are so many times where I'm literally there isn't like an event that I'm going to that I wanted to see. I'm sitting on like the bench in the hallway, just watching people or talking to people as they conversing with people as they walk by or whatever. And what'll happen is like inevitably someone will come up and be like, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need some water? Are you thirsty?" Or they will make sure I'm all right, and they'll do that for everybody. And it's so comforting to know that people are around that are literally like that. They want to make sure everybody's okay. And but I think the one thing that sticks out in my mind was, I remember I was going from one event to another. It kind of feels like when the bell rings at school, right in between classes.
Saturn King says,
and you're like,
I love those people.
I got 3 minutes. I need to change my books out at my locker and go to my next class. I got 3 fucking minutes. That's what it feels like sometimes at a convention when you have events you want to see back to back. You'll be like, okay, I got this event. It's ending at noon. And then my next event is beginning at like 12:05 or some crap like that. And then I got to walk all the way across the convention center. So I remember walking very quickly across the convention center. I was up on the second floor of the convention center, and my shoe fell off, and I dove right into the floor. My cell phone, my iPhone 12 went gliding like 30 feet away down the hallway. There's hundreds of people in this hallway. And I didn't know even what happened. All I knew is my phone was gone and I'm eating floor. Okay? Fine. I just lay there and take stock for a second, right? And I'm face down. I lay there, I'm taking stock for a second. And then finally, I decide, okay, nothing's broken, everything's okay. And then I start turning over, and there is like 10 people gathered around me. And it's not like they're sitting, it's not like I felt they were sitting there just staring, like gawking at the person on the floor. They were all there to make sure I was okay. Like 10, and I'm not exaggerating. It wasn't like 2 people and I'm calling it 10. There was literally like, oh, maybe it was like 8 or 9 or something like that, but we'll just say 10. Okay, there's literally that many people, they helped me up. They got me my food, they got me my
Saturn
shoe.
King says, wholesome.
After a few seconds, somebody had brought me my phone, no problem. And they're asking me like, "Hey, do you have any medical conditions? Are you diabetic? Have you had something to eat? Have you had something to drink?"
Clover Clowns Around says,
and they're like,
communities are very kind.
Yeah, and they're like, "Do you need to, do we need to get you something to eat or anything?" Like, they were just making sure that I was okay. I was just like, "No, my shoe just fell off." My shoe just fell off, and that just tripped. And they're like, okay. After a few seconds, they're like, all right, well, okay. And I was just like, that stuck in my head as a thing that was like, I feel so safe. I feel safe at a convention because I know I know that everybody there is really just they're there to have a good time. But as far as the people who do cause
Clover
issues, because I
Clowns
mean,
Around
obviously
says,
there's always
"That's
people
a
who
good
cause
memory."
issues. Doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing, there is always somebody who wants to cause a problem. And those people generally get kicked out. So I know there's especially depends on what it is. If you have people who just cause a problem because they get angry at someone else or something like that, that's usually resolved pretty quickly and easily. If you have somebody who's being a bigot, they don't stay. They don't stay. You know, there are a lot of people at conventions that are LGBTQ, right? A lot, and they're not welcome.
Architect says,
they're dealt
I
with.
should go to conventions more frequently. Once a year, there's always a Japan convention in my city with lots of cosplayers and good food.
I encourage it. I just go to a convention. Okay, you know, ahead of time, get your tickets. You know, if you really want to.
Says, also special drinks.
Get your tickets. You know, make sure conventions are one of those things you got to prepare for, because like you can't just go hop into a convention unless you're doing a day thing. If you're doing a day thing, you're probably okay. But you get your ticket, you you go to the convention, and you can do stuff. Now, if you want to go for like a whole weekend or what, like the whole period, and you want to rent a hotel and stuff, that's where you really have to make sure you're planning ahead of time, at least 6 months, so that you can get the hotel room you want. Because that can get a real big pain in the butt. But the thing about the convention is that like when you go to the convention, you will end up like they have like a whole they actually have like an orientation thing. They have an orientation thing to kind of get you accustomed to what's going on at the convention. Where can you go if you need help? You know, and all the different things that are going on. They have, if you want to do like the orientation thing. Also, like buying the pass ahead of time, your convention pass ahead of time, because a lot of times that allows you to skip the line where people are buying them right then and there. And depending on what's going on, it can move quickly, it can move slowly, and it's a lot less hassle. But the one thing about the conventions, because you don't have to go into it blind, you can get a pamphlet towards when the convention is about to be put on. You can get a pamphlet, and it will tell you of all of the events, the times, and what rooms they're in.
I went for a day. It was lots of fun. Got some cool pics and a custom Ghostface plaid button.
That sounds fucking cool. That genuinely sounds fucking cool. A horror convention? That sounds awesome. I don't even get into horror stuff, but that sounds really neat. The cosplay that's happening there is going to be kind of crazy. But yeah, you get one of these pamphlets, and it'll tell you like what all the events are, what rooms they're going to be in. You know what my first experience was? Walking into a convention, we got our ticket. We got our tickets, I should say. And then we had like an hour to wait before the first event we really wanted to go to started. So we went up on the second floor into the main. They had like a main amphitheater.
I really wanted to start doing cosplay, but I don't know where
and
to start TBH.
They were doing pro wrestling. They were doing local pro wrestling in the amphitheater, and it was awesome. It was so good. It's like it literally was fucking exciting. I've never seen pro wrestling live before, and it is fucking fun. Right, and it was just there. It was just happening. Like I had no idea.
Clover Clowns Around says at Saturn King same.
Start doing, but you don't know where to. YouTube channels. There's so many different resources. There's so many different cosplayers that make YouTube videos and stuff like that, and kind of show you how to do it. You can go from like really minor stuff to really really crazy shit, of course. A lot of people, they work with materials like specifically used in cosplay, like sculpting materials and stuff like that to make like really complicated things. It's kind of interesting. We actually, one of the conventions, I remember going and sitting on a whole like 2-hour presentation about how costumes are
Clover
made,
Clowns Around
and
says,
like a lot
wanna
of
do
the
my first cosplay
methods.
as Glitchtrap from FNAF Help Wanted.
Like they have a lot of cosplays or information about how cosplays are made. Oh, the other thing too I love about the convention I go to is it's kind of a general convention, a general like nerd convention. So it's a lot of anime, but it's also a lot of things like Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. They had like Dungeons and Dragon games going. They had like Magic Nights or like Magic Nights. They had like a section where you could just go play some Magic or whatnot. Or other things. It was so cool.
Kitsune
Yu-Gi-Oh!
says,
Pokemon.
I got an hour and a half before I leave the cabin with my family.
That sounds like fun. I would love to go do that. It's been a while since I've been like camping or gone away on a vacation. But my favorite thing about
says, Yu-Gi-Oh!
I think it was the last convention I went to. There was this really cute couple. It was a person cosplaying as Venti and a person cosplaying as Zhao from Genshin Impact, and like anybody who knows me knows that that's basically like my favorite ship. I shipped them really hard at one point. I was like really heavily invested. Matter of fact, on my screen right now, my background is literally a picture that looks like Venti is taking a selfie with Zhao, which is cute. But there was I'm assuming they were a couple. They were very cute together. Two guys. And it was Zhao and Venti playing Jenga together. And I was so nervous to go up and ask them for a picture because they looked like they were in their own little world and having so much fun. There is so much Genshin Impact cosplay too. There was another like cute. I see cute shit all the time. Like there's people, cosplaying as a Stuffies running, or a lot of femboys. It's a femboy paradise. But what I thought was amazing was there's a lot of Ventis there, and they're all small. Like I don't know what it is about people who play cosplay Venti, but they're all small. And this person was smaller than I am.
Clover
right?
Clowns
And it's like
says, Astolfo would be cool to cosplay. It
was really cute because he was
Femboy Paradise.
He was wearing the avatar, like the Venti avatar, the white avatar outfit with the wings, and he must have been really warm because it was at night. The dance they were doing like the dance, and so he took his jacket off, and he had just a normal thing underneath, which wasn't like really revealing or anything like that. But it's that particular outfit, which is really cute, by the way. But he's just small. He's a small guy and really adorable. And then I don't know if it was his friend. I don't know if it was his friend or if they were a couple as well. But this other person, I'm not sure what kind of cosplay they were in. They were like a red hair boy. They're also really cute. Comes over and grabs this Venti's hand and just runs off with him. Grabs his hand and just pulls him down the hallway. And it was the most adorable fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And that's what makes me feel so comfortable, is there's so many people around who are just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're in their own, it broke my heart. It was so cute.
Saturn
it
King
was
says,
adorable.
Cute.
And
Clover Clowns Around says, cute.
I think when I started becoming, after I came out, when I started becoming a femboy and really exploring that part of myself, that is like one of the things that go through my head so much. It's one of the things I definitely want. Is I like the idea of somebody just grabbing my hand and dragging me somewhere for whatever fucking reason. It just seems really cute. And but the Genshin stuff was crazy that year. Another one of my favorite Genshin characters, quote unquote ships, are Changli and ADHD go burr. Shangyun? No, somebody help me out here. I'm mixing up like 3 different games. Anyways, I saw them. They were great. There's a couple of them. There's so many.
Says XD. Clover Clowns Around says, don't play enough Genshin to help.
Yeah, I know.
Raymond96 says, dementia.
Yeah,
says,
that's exactly.
Brain Poofies. Hi, I'm says, game is game.
Well, it's weird. Oh, Sing Cho. There we go. It's weird. It's weird because like you have to understand. I don't know why I love this character so much. I mean, is this a femboy's version of a blue-haired waifu? I don't know. I don't really even think of them that way. I don't really get like super sexual about Genshin characters or anything. I just think they're really cute. Let me see if I can find.
Clover Clowns Around says, Lamau.
I feel embarrassed because I forgot like the name. Like he's almost on like the level of Venti for me. And the reason I love him so much is because he's kind of a quiet badass, and that's what I enjoy about this character so much, because he doesn't give a shit. God damn it, these two are best friends. I hate WebP. Like, stop making things in WebP. It's really annoying. But these two are like best friends, and they definitely have like undertones of, you know, being romantically inclined towards each other. I don't know. I just fucking love them. I think they're fucking adorable. And
says, always enjoyed Venti Plus Dilute.
a lot of people love those two. A lot of people love Venti and Zhongli too, right? Me, I don't know. I guess you want to know what I think the for me, Venti and Zhao, the reason why that seems to be such a big deal for me is because it always feels like Zhao is like this loner and feels like he never can have anything good. Like, this is his story. You know, and he's like basically silently protecting the land, essentially. And he takes that very seriously, and he doesn't ever relax.
Yo, it's
and he feels like
PFP 333.
Yeah. and he's a very broody character. But once like you get to know him, you kind of see it's like, it's not that he's brooding. He's really scared of, like, basically, because he's got like this negative is basically karma, because he's killed so many things to protect whatever.
Clover
He's got like this buildup of
Tuffy.
He's got like the buildup of like dark energy, essentially, that will gradually affect and corrupt people who are around him. So he's not allowed to essentially experience it like that.
Pensive face.
However, that doesn't affect Venti, because Venti is a god. Now, this is all in the headspace lore, right? This is all in the general thing. This isn't a part of, like, what I said about Zhao is a part of Genshin. Like, that is actually a thing. But the Genshin writers have basically kept Venti and Zhao at like apart from each other, right? They've kept them pretty far apart from each other, even though Venti was always hinting like
Venti, besides being
he was
a god,
trying to
is
find
a great
Zhao.
bard raising mood.
Yes. Venti was always looking, it was always implied that Venti was looking for Zhao for whatever reason. And then when they finally did get to meet, it made sense. And it makes sense to me because, like, Venti is a god, so like he can't be affected by Zhao's karma or whatever it's called. And also Venti has like a very nurturing streak to him. Like, when he's not being a doofus, like he's very caring and nurturing, and he watches out for people.
Says,
so
I love such head cannons.
It is one of those things, and it kind of makes sense, and it feels like the developers are actually hinting at that. Maybe not like a romantic relationship, obviously, but like hinting at like a really good friendship or something where Zhao can actually feel more comfortable with being around another person and not so isolated. And I think that naturally just goes into obviously something being romantic with them.
Says,
and they're just cute together.
3.
Look, they're just super fucking cute together. And when the thing is like, I often say Venti is kind of like my spirit animal. Like Venti is like my soul. Not that I have I'm not obsessed with Venti like in a particular way. It is that Venti feels like a almost cartoonish, perfected representation of how I feel inside. Venti is like how I feel inside, like the way he's presented. And that's given me a lot of comfort. Even though
Saturn
like
King says, Venti, it's your comfort character.
Yeah, Venti is very much my comfort character. So a lot of it's funny because a lot of people, when you like a character, especially like an anime character, they assume that you have some sort of sexual attachment to them.
Clover Clowns Around says, big scary protector meets soft sweet caretaker.
Venti can be equal parts cute and hot, I guess. It depends, but it's just not the way. That's not the way I really look at him. Except when I see something of Venti that is like revealing or hot, it is not because I'm seeing Venti. It's because I am putting myself in Venti's place.
Now it explains why I feel like talking to Venti when you are around. Always had this I need to protect it having Venti and fly.
That actually makes me feel really good. Thank you. But yeah, so like so I think someone's said that before. It's like, or somebody was sending me like sexy Venti things essentially, and I even had somebody basically fucking essentially mock me and treat me like crap because of that. And I'm like, you don't know me. It's like I'm. It's really aggravating because it's like that's
Clover
not,
Clowns
you're
Around
misunderstanding
says,
why I like
yeah,
Venti
you
so
are
much.
very protective, as I'm sure we've all noticed.
Yeah, I mean, I do tend to be protective. Yeah, I'm not fearful of that. But I like to think I'm like, you know, fun loving and you know, just I try to be as happy go lucky as possible. I like it when I can feel happy go lucky and stuff like that. But I do end up being pretty protective.
Clover Clowns Around says, sweetie. Hi, Emma says,
Sweetie.
Tay-Tay shall fight the meanies. Says, smiling face with hearts.
So, but yeah, when I see something sexual with Venti in it, it's almost always me putting myself in the place of Venti. It's not that like I actually sexualize Venti at all, really, that much. It's just because every time I see something sexy of Venti, I imagine myself doing the same thing. So like, I don't know. It's just kind of that thing. I don't know if other people really experience that. I don't know if I'm weird for that. And if I'm weird for that, I don't mind being
Clover
weird for
Clowns
that.
Around
I'll be honest.
says, your model looks kind of like him.
Okay, if my model looks like him, that's complete coincidence because my models were made before
Clover Clowns
Venti
Around says,
was a
not
thing.
weird. Architectus says, brother's always been a maxing.
My models were made before Venti was even a thing. Well, no, actually. Okay, I should rephrase that. My models were made before I was aware of Venti. Because I started in 2001. I didn't even come out or enjoy really a whole hell of a lot of Genshin
Clover
Impact
Clowns Around
myself
says,
before that. So like Venti became a thing after I came out for me. So the only time I really had
"Then they're
exposure
kinda
to
XD. There
What?
was someone seeing me as Diluc shortly after the release.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm trying to, because yeah, I didn't really have any exposure to Venti before that too much. As a matter of fact, I remember one thing. Me and Aki met in another server. And it was like right at that time was when I was first discovering Venti, but I wasn't aware of Venti as Venti. I was aware of Venti as a femboy style character. And so that was like when stuff was just starting to happen, and we were in this server, and I was just in general posting. I'm like, this character doesn't, like, I don't see this character, you know. I'm like, I think this from Genshin, but I'm like, I don't see this character very much. I don't think they get enough credit because everybody loves the Stolfo. Everybody loves, you know,
Clover
the
Clowns
typical
Around says,
femboys, but
what
nobody.
kind of character vibes do I give off? Hi, I'm a says. I think my PFP on Discord is something Genshin, but it's just a random PFP I was told to use.
Your
So at
PFP
some
on
point
Discord.
I gotta think of something that more represents me lol.
Your PFP on Discord is of the Wanderer. Here, I'll show you. Scaramouche.
Says,
Not the Wanderer.
looks like Wanderer.
Yeah. Yeah, the Wanderer.
Says, yeah.
Almost certain it's gonna be him. Boop. I gotta find him. I just wish I could just drag stuff right from Chrome into OBS. That would be amazing. Instead of having to save it and then dragging it in. Annoying. I do sexualize a lot of. There you go. That's him. Just imagine him without the hat. But
Says, use source.
I do sexualize a lot of other the Genshin characters, and none of the girls. None of the girls. It's all the guys. Like I love what's his name? Kazuha. Kazuha is fucking cute. I love the Wanderer.
Hi, I'm a says.
He's
Gotcha.
he feels
But my
kind of
point
like
still
me.
stands that I gotta find something that's more me lol.
Oh, I don't know.
Clover
Yeah,
Clowns
that's.
Around says, oh yeah, it looks just like her as
I'm gonna be.
PFP.
I'm gonna be honest, Azzy. I'm never gonna see you as anything other than Scar now. I'm never gonna see you as anything else but Scar, just because it's been there so long. And you know what? It's been 7-8 months that we've known each other. It's what I'm used to seeing. So now, if you changed it, it would be weird. I demand you keep it the same forever. But yeah, so like, I love Kazuha. I love Goro. And if you guys don't, a lot of you guys probably know who Goro is. But like, if you don't know who Goro is, I'm gonna show you because he's. God, he is something else. I love him. Let me see.
Says,
Let me find a good picture
naughty.
of him. I have a lot of Genshin characters I think of as like, I don't know, like some of their things I think of as
Architecta
me.
says,
Oh my gosh.
okay chat, look this is funny. Taylani always screeches whenever I mention Amber and how awesome she is.
Uh-huh. As okay. I don't screech anything. I think it's funny giving you crap about it. Okay, here's is this a good picture? I don't know if I want to use this picture. I am literally trying to find the best picture, which is fucking hilarious. I'm like, no, you guys got to see my cute puppy boy. My cute puppy boy is so important. Wow, there's not a lot going on here. All right, I guess
Clover
I just use an
Clowns
official
Around
one.
says, is my previous question too difficult for you, Tay? Sorry,
I was thinking about
maybe
it.
awkward.
I was thinking about it. Like, are you asking about like? Are you asking about
Says,
like?
XD silly Clovey.
So there's Goro. There's my little puppy boy, and he's fucking amazing. This picture doesn't even do him justice. Like, and he is very obviously a character that is very loved by a lot of people. But he's very cute. And the funny thing is when he talks, he doesn't have like a high-pitched voice. He definitely has a
Clover Clowns Around says, doggo.
he definitely has a very forgive the pun, but
Architecta
husky
says,
voice.
Guru is actually an awesome unit.
He's
I use
also
him
a
on my
really good
mono Geo
character.
build.
He's also a really good character, especially if you have Ito. If you have Ito, he's really, really good character. But Goro is the one to teach me that this is something I would enjoy. Oh wait, no, I gotta. Okay, hold
Brindle
on.
_fan says, Jing Yuan is better.
Let's see here. I don't know who that is. So Goro is the first
Says,
reason
talking about clothing.
why I figured
Homie could be an Ember from
I would
first
be
encounter. 3.
like that. I would like something like this. It's like, yeah,
Saturn King says,
look at
cute.
my fangs. Look at my fangs. Just stick your thumb in my mouth and just look at my fang. Like, inspect my fangs. Inspect my teeth.
Says, that's
I don't
what
know
I
why
do to
that's so
PPL.
fucking great to me,
Architect
but it is a
says,
thing.
That hand is Zhongli.
The hand is Zhongli. No, please don't. Look, I'm really not into the whole daddy thing. I really am not. Not in that aspect, anyways. Oh my god, I just found Ito and fucking Goro doing karaoke together, which is hilarious. They are really
Says,
really
I love
cool.
doing it.
Oh,
And I
here
don't
we
know why
go.
for some reason.
Here we go.
Aki
This is a
says,
better image.
Lies and slander.
This is a way better image, guys, of Goro. I fucking love him so much. Here you go. He's cute. It doesn't hurt that I really love Tummy too, right? I'm a big Tummy person, and he's always got like exposed midriff. Oh my god, I love exposed midriff. Okay.
Says,
Anyways,
Aki, time to bonk Tay Tay.
anyways,
Clover clowns around says, Tum Tum.
I'm starting to get a little risque on stream. Anyways, but yeah, like as far as like I don't know, Genshin and stuff goes, it's weird. It's like it can't be unintentional.
Midriff mentioned.
It can't be unintentional that they make so many cute boys, right? It can't be. This has to be intentional, right? And yeah, there's people who like Diluc, and there's people who like
Saturn King
Kaya
says, Tummy
and
3.
Zhongli, you know, all the like bigger and taller guy. No, they have so many femboys, guys. Even Kazuha. Kazuha is hard to define as a femboy, but he's always like super fucking cute. He's always super cute, and he's very
Says,
sweet.
I love
it.
our Genshin boys.
Yeah, Genshin boys are good. They just need to make a game. They just need to make a game where I can just have Genshin boys. This is why in Genshin they have like your own space where you can build your own house and shit like that. And in my house, I have a quote from this where Aki was, or somebody was, we were doing something. Somebody was exploring my house or something like that. And I have like the characters that I love, like they're basically just hanging out in my house, like all the femboy / characters. And someone was like, "Do you always just?" Oh! Someone's like, "Oh, what'd you do? Kidnap a bunch of the Genshin boys and just put them in you?" I'm like, "No, they're like I don't know, they're decoration. They're decoration." And I don't know, whoever said what was like, so basically like furniture or some shit like that. I don't know.
Clover clowns around says, at who's Ember and why do I remind you of him?
Ember.
Clover clowns around says, or her.
Ember. Who's Ember? Amber's a character from Genshin. One of the first characters you get, actually. I'll refrain from shitting on her. She's fine. Amber's fine.
Says, it's so annoying how much PPL out of Genshin talk about Genshin being PDF for it and etc. But it's first of all about the feel, personalities, not just the body's lol. But yeah, I have some boys too. 3.
That's what makes it for me.
Clover clowns around says, something Terry said about first encounters.
That's what makes the game for me when I was playing it. Because Venti is cute, but Venti wouldn't be Venti unless like you experience his story and
Says,
all of like
same
the things that he goes through, and you kind of get an understanding of his character. Like his personality is one of the best points of the character. Yeah, he's cute, he's fucking beautiful, but the personality is really important. The same thing with Sing Cho. one of my other favorites. He's like a really strong but very internal person. He doesn't really talk a whole lot. He's got like he does get like mischievous. Yeah, the connection with their story and their personality is important to me as how they look, right? So like another example I think would be like the Wanderer. He's got like a whole redemption arc. Oh, and look, the Male Traveler is also, he doesn't have like a whole lot of personality, because of course he doesn't. That's like he's the main character. He's not supposed to have a personality, but he does have a personality, and so does Lumine. Lumine also has a personality. Wait, does the Male Traveler have a name?
Says Ether literally means.
Oh yeah, Ether. There we go. I'm like, wait, does he have a name? Lumine's my main character in Genshin. I always played as Lumine, and she's great. Like, one of my favorite moments with that character is literally you're entering that fighting tournament when you're about to. It's either you're just about to head to Inazuma, or it's like right after you go to Inazuma. Oh yeah, I think you're just about to, because you're gonna get on the boat with like the captain or whatever, and so she has you enter like this tournament, and when you're like registering or whatever, there's like some sort of exchange of conversation, and she gets this like really smug fucking look on her face, and it's amazing. And I'm guessing Ether does too. But they're really great main characters, and they do have personalities. They're just very muted. But I don't know. Like one of my favorite things about Genshin is they do write
mine
the
is
characters.
Ether.
Zhao
Pause,
has
boys,
a really
boys, boys. 3 only later I got how much I relate to him.
Boys. Oh, yes, I know. That was my problem with Genshin. Look, on my server, I have a Genshin folder. You guys can't see the Genshin folder because I removed visibility to it a long time ago. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but mainly just because I got out of Genshin and it didn't seem Genshin was a big deal in the server anymore. So I removed the channel from being visible. But occasionally I will go in there and I will see some of like a lot of the art and stuff that was posted in there.
I'm a Says.
And it's all really good.
Bridget is Bridget. Need I say more?
Yeah, Bridget.
Says, I want to get back to Genshin so much.
I would, but I can't. The reason I got out of it is because I was too tempted to spend too much money, because it's so frustrating. I love Genshin, but I hate gacha. I love Genshin, but I fucking hate gacha with a passion. I would rather just earn a fucking character. If I have to pay for it, I would rather just pay for the fucking character. I don't want to gamble. Right? I don't want to purchase gems and then I have a chance of getting the character. I want the fucking character. I think it's a shitty way to run a game. And it doesn't matter how successful it is, it's always a shitty way to run a game. It's a shitty way to treat your
I'm F2P
your
and
customer
successfully
base.
in Girls Frontline and in Genshin, but it's because I just work in games and SMH enjoy it.
Oh, I have
Saturn King says, let's go gambling.
Oh my god.
Clover Clowns Around says, I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying, but I was talking about the person who has a blank name who I assume is Terry because of Silly Clovey anyways, was referring to message sent by them.
Oh,
Saturn King says,
okay.
Gamblecore 3.
Yeah. And it's really frustrating. It kind of surprises me that people buy into it like the way they do. It genuinely does. Like I always get like I don't know. My mind is always blown, I guess. Put it that way. But at any rate, I think now's a good time to end the stream. Mainly because I really gotta use the bathroom. I gotta go pee pee. And then also I could probably use something to eat.
Silly Clovey,
It might
yeah,
be
Amber
each
is
time.
nice. Not always with the weather in the room, but always nice.
What character? I don't know, Clover. I honestly don't. What character do you remind me most of? I don't know. I'm always bad at this. People ask me this question all the time, and I'm just bad at it. But I'm gonna head out, guys.
I'm Miss Says. Nom noms are quite good.
I hope you guys enjoyed the stream.
Clover
I had a
Clowns
really good
Around
time.
Says, bye, Tay Tay.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I will be trying
Says,
to stream
FC. Have
karaoke
a
tomorrow.
good PPT day.
But yeah, we'll see if that
Saturn
works
King
out.
says, bye, Tay.
All right, love you guys. I'll see you. I'll see you
Emma
tomorrow,
says,
hopefully.
Take care,
But I'll be on
Tay-Tay.
Discord and stuff anyway. So, join my Discord. It should be somewhere in my information, in my description. Yeah, it should be in my description. All right. Anyways,
Clover Clowns
bye
around
bye
says,
everybody.
Think on it.
I was not trying to do that. That was awful. Bye bye everybody. I wanted to wave. And block my iPhone. But okay. Anyways, whatever.
Says, bye bye, 07.
No, I feel awkward. All right. Bye everybody. See you later.
Saturn King says, bye. Clover Clowns around says, bye.